What's up, guys? Yeah, very strange. The market kind of has had a inverse relationship with the dollar index for the last I don't know. It's been following inversely the dollar. It's been doing the opposite of what the dollar does. Today, this morning, the SPY and the dollar index are kind of doing the same thing. So we'll see how that affects everything. Regardless of what the SPY does, the dollar index is moving up over the last 3 or 4 hours. So but the SPY is also gapping up simultaneous to that. So we'll see how this acts today. Market's gapping up nicely today though, so that's good. Uh, so hopefully the dollar falls. We don't want to see the dollar really push up much more, but regardless, hopefully we get some upward movement anyway. But look at the dollar popping up to 1220s. What's up, team? What's up, DS? What's up, brother? What's up, AD? Matt? Digital? Hey, what's up, Alex? What's up, Kazander? What's up, dude? What's up, Kyle? How you doing, bro? All right, guys. So yeah, market's pumping up. That's good for me. I mean, for me in Disney, I'm in Disney right now. That's good for me. Okay. It's not gonna let me trade. I thought it might let me trade the SPY early. I'd buy the SPY right here if we could get a little dip. But I don't think it's gonna let me. Oh well. Hey, what's up, Johnny? All right, yeah. Today we got PCE inflation data dropping at 8:30. So PCE. For technical analysis, you mean, Cheeky? And what time? So PCE inflation data drops at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Hey, what's up, Joe? Bro, more data is good for me, dude. We got a little bit of data dropping every week. Jobless claims specifically. Or no, is it retail sales drop every week? Let me see. So every Thursday we get jobless and continuing claims that drops. So, that's something that'll always be there. Every week's a little bit different. Next Friday we got non-farm payrolls. We don't really have much stuff dropping next week though. We got jobless claims Thursday, non-farm payrolls Friday, and that's really it. We don't really have any big stuff. We got the international trade balance on Wednesday, ADP employment report on Wednesday, home sale index, stuff like that, but nothing major. All right, guys, the dollar index still pumping up. It's not what we want, but the SPY is pulling back some, which, I guess if we're going to look at this, we kind of want an inverse relationship here. How would the markets react to a negative PCE inflation, 10% down? Positively, I'm sure. Lower inflation is better. It's going to be interpreted as more positive for sure. Yeah, cheeky means like slick or like sneaky, but like in a good way. It's like a good version of sneaky for the English, Like you cheeky man. Like you slick, sneaky man, you know? But it's meant in a positive, so I guess slick is probably the best word to describe it. Do you mind explaining what PCE is and how it affects the markets? Sure. So PCE really here is a judge of inflation. It's the technical definition. I'm just going to read you the technical definition, but it's a judge of inflation. It measures the average increase in prices of all domestic price consumption. You know, so it is just a judge, another judge of inflation. The technical definition is the PCE price index, also referred to as the PCE deflator, is a U.S.-wide indicator of the average increase in prices for all domestic personal consumption. The impact on the currency may go both ways. A rise in inflation may lead to a rise in interest rates and a rise in local currency. And on the other hand, during a recession, right now, a rise in inflation may lead to a deepened recession and therefore fall in a local currency. Overall, though, it's mostly going to affect the dollar positively, and it's going to a higher reading is going to mean the dollar drops, or no, a higher reading is going to mean the dollar pushes up, which in turn means the market falls. Usually, this data is coming out at 8:30. Cheeky is like naughty, yeah. Like, I should know that. It drops at 8:30. My last name is London. My last name is literal London. You know, I've got the most British sounding name ever. I really do. So, shout out to my English people over there. 112.20s for the dollar index, still pumping up a little bit. All right, guys. So dollar index flying up here, man. I'm just hoping the market continues to pump up. All right, guys. So let's keep this growth up. I'm thinking if it runs, I'm up 602 calls. You must have temper. We need a Fed U-turn, then short dollar on Forex market. We'll hit 100x leverage. Yeah. Talk to me about Mullen. MULN. I don't know if you want me to talk about Mullen, bro. I really don't think you want me to talk about it, dude. I mean, I can, you know. Let me know if you want me to. I will if you want me to. But if you're a big Mullen fan, I mean, I'll give you my honest take. And let me be real here for a second, okay? I think that EVs outside of Tesla and maybe NIO are going to have a hard time succeeding. The reason I think they're going to have a hard time succeeding is because, frankly, they don't have the consumer base they need to create a successful automobile brand and business. With that, especially companies like Mullen are going to have an even harder time succeeding. Thought experiment that I've done numerous times here on this channel. Take yourself outside of the stock market and pretend that you had never looked at a stock chart and you had to buy an EV brand. What would you buy? If you said you'd buy a Mullen when you've never traded the stock market, you are lying. You know, the only people that are going to buy Mullen are usually people that are invested into Mullen, which is not a ton of people, you know, and so they just simply don't have the consumer base. Most people don't want to turn out like National Lampoon's Vacation with their rental car. All right, that's not what most people want. And so in that regard, if anybody has to buy an EV brand, almost all of them are going to buy a Tesla or a NIO or something like that that is already popular. You know, they're not going to buy a Mullen. They're not going to buy a Lucid, you know, most of them. There's going to be some, but the consumer base is small. And that's going to be very hard to prop up as an automobile company. They just don't have the consumer base for it. I think best case scenario for Mullen is that they get bought out for their battery technology. I think their battery technology is interesting, but I don't think they have the consumer base to really make it successful enough. And so I think best case scenario is one of the big boys like Tesla, NIO, or somebody like that comes along and buys them out. I think that's best case scenario. All right, dollar index ramping up here, guys. Look at the dollar fly up here, man. Wow. Is Twitter actually making an edit button, dude? What's wrong with Tua? All right, guys. DXY popping up. It's at 112.40s here. We got the SPY at 366. To his neck, man. That's rough. I didn't watch it. Yeah, all good. Yeah. Dude, I got to see this. I missed it, man. I got to watch this. Who in the world were they playing, bro? Is that the Bengals? Dude, I didn't even watch the NFL game yesterday, bro. I'm too busy, bro. We've been busy. Hold on. It was the Bengals, dude. Wow, what kind of uniform is that, dude? So he was playing Joey Burrow. Who won? That wasn't even a hard hit. You know, that wasn't even like a ridiculously hard hit or anything like that, man. There he goes. He got carted off, dude. That's rough. I'm assuming the Bengals won. Man, the Dolphins look great this year too, bro. If they screwed up Tua, they should have just taken 1 L. I like the Bengals too. Yeah, Bengals won. Man, first loss. That's rough, dude. Yeah, but it's the Dolphins, bro. They don't have any other good players, dude. It's the Dolphins, man. I mean, they're struggling for talent. Let's be real. Sorry, I haven't watched NFL stuff. I've been too busy watching the Judge race. I should have watched the game last night, though. There's no baseball games on yesterday. All right, guys. Hey, dollar index popping up. It's at 112.40s. All right, guys. We got dollar index data dropping today. Look, I'm not talking about receivers, man. I know their receivers are good. I know they've got Hill. Okay. What I'm talking about is backup quarterbacks talent, which they don't really have, man. They don't really have. Like, listen, I want the Dolphins to win, bro. I'm an underdog believer, bro. I'm from Louisiana, so we watched the Tigers with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Jordan Jefferson. We saw them beat everybody in 2019 in college, and then we saw them move over to the NFL, and all of them essentially dominated. Jordan Jefferson did great. Chase obviously got picked up by the Bengals, recently, prior to last year, and then last year they made it to the Super Bowl. So, I'm a big underdog believer, bro, and I want the Dolphins to do well, but the Dolphins are a small cap team, they just don't have a ton of talent. They've been doing really poorly last 3 years. And so what I'm saying is that their infrastructure and coaching is going to they might be a little bit more willing to throw Tua back out there is what I'm saying. And I love Tua, bro. We beat Tua in 2019 for LSU. LSU beat Tua in 2019, but Tua got hurt. And Tua is injury prone. Let's be honest here for a second. Tua is injury prone, okay? But I want him to do well. Seems like a good dude, was raised right. Great quarterback. I want to see him do well. But the Dolphins are desperate for W's, bro. They're desperate for wins. They need to be, too. I get it, man. A lot of people are just, they got their back up against the wall with the Dolphins, and so I hope they do well. But again, I hope it's a lesson they can't rush him back in. You know what I mean? Teddy Bridgewater, bro. I used to be a big fan. He played for the Saints. You guys remember Teddy? He played for the Saints. He's not really doing that good, bro. He for whatever reason, he kind of lost this, and I hope he proves me wrong. But again, I don't think Teddy's enough to if Tua gets hurt, I don't know if Teddy's enough to keep this season, which has been going great for the Dolphins, alive. You know what I mean? What time is the announcement? 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. They should have never thrown. Basically, what I'm saying is that they're desperate for wins. They've been losing for half a decade now, or longer. Last time, who did they have? They had what's his name? Dated Kim Kardashian, running back. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Reggie Bush. You know, uh, they had Reggie. That was the last time I really heard about the Dolphins, so I can't even lie. All right, Carnival Cruise has earnings. Yeah, I forgot about that. They dropped their earnings. I don't know if it's this morning for CCL, but they do have their earnings today. I don't know when exactly it is. Let me see. Oh, we do have CCL earnings today, bro. Who know? Who knew, man? I should have dropped. I should have included that. All right, guys. Dollar index falling. Hopefully the SPY pops back up. I hope it does. Yeah, Reggie Bush. It's just been a while, you know. But I want the Dolphins to win. I guess is my point. My point behind all of that is that they don't have the talent. I don't think Bridgewater is going to be able to back up Tua like they want him to. Again, I'm a Saints fan. So Bridgewater, when Breeze got hurt that year, Bridgewater stepped up and won every game except for that one game they put him in. So he went like 5 for 6 for the Saints that year whenever Breeze got hurt. And so I'm a Bridgewater fan, but last couple seasons, y'all know, there's a reason he's playing backup quarterback now to a younger guy. You know what I mean? And he had one of the biggest contracts, did great, you know, was an amazing prospect, but Bridgewater has been disappointing. You know what I mean? And so maybe this will give Bridge his second shot. I hope it does, man. Like I said, I'm an underdog believer. I want him to do well. I just don't know if he will, you know. And in that regard, you know, let's be real here. The Dolphins so far have had a magical season, bro. They got Tua. They got a great defense. They got Hill. They've been doing really well. You know, they beat Josh Allen and the Bills, you know, which are also on a good season this year. And so, you know, I don't think this is good, man. Tua getting hurt is not good. They took their first L. You know, and I mean, it's the NFL, so one loss doesn't really matter much, but not what you want to see, you know. All right, yeah, Carnival Cruise Line drops their earnings today, guys. Carnival Cruise drops their earnings at 9:15 Eastern time, so they're not going to drop their earnings for a second. SPY pull it back down here. Dollar index still ramping back up. We can look at some other stuff here. Let me put another chart up here. So there's the dollar index. We can put up like Apple and take a peek at Apple here and see what like Apple, Disney. They're both up today. Everything's kind of green so far. And we'll see if we get some favorable continuation movements here. We made some money yesterday. So if we look at Top Step, we did make a little bit of money yesterday. So that's good. We're up to about 1,000. Yeah, we're up to about 1,000. So that's nice. We're up essentially $1,000 in this account, which is cool. We're gonna go for another swing today. It is Friday, so we're gonna be a little bit more cautious, maybe. No, that's rough, Cassandra. I'm sorry to hear that, bro. That's tough, dude. Sorry, man. All right, guys. So dollar index dipping down short term, but again, the SPY hasn't really been following it here. You got Apple up there. We can look at Tesla. Tesla all the way down to 270s here. We're holding Disney. Of course, we have been. We're just kind of scaling in on the dips, which is nice. And we'll see if we get some better action here. All right, guys. So again, dollar index starting to ramp up a little bit. SPY dipping down some. Big bullish response to the dollar index lately. What else do we have today, guys? I mean, again, guys, I know we have PCE data dropping today. That should be big and interesting to watch. All right, guys. SPY pull it back down again. We might buy a little bit more stuff. Hopefully, we get a big rebound today, man. All right, guys. Yeah, dollar index falling up. Disney up there. Let's look at Apple. Here's Tesla. Bitcoin at about 19.5K today, about 19,500. SPY dipping down under volume weighted average price now. Dollar index at 112.30s here, 112.30s. Market still falling. Dollar index still popping up. Bitcoin at 19.5K. Hey, what's up, Rock? What's up, Computer School? 8:30 Eastern Standard Time is when the PCE data comes out. Yes, it's going to affect the markets to a certain extent. It's inflationary data, so it's going to influence markets some. Eastern, I'm not sure, guys. So Google is your friend. For all those asking about what time it is and another time, type in 8:30 Eastern Standard Time to blank, whatever your time is, and do the converter on Google. You could literally type it into Google and get that information. Hey, what's up, John? Hey, what's up, Daniel? Hopefully get some bull action today, guys. Again, PCE data is dropping. SPY pulling back with that. And other stuff has been moving up some. So hopefully we get some bull action and continuation. All right, guys. SPY dipping down. Bitcoin falling down a little bit as well here. Freaky Friday again. I just want the market to hold. GE. Yeah, today we also have, again, Carnival Cruise dropping earnings this morning as well. So we do have Carnival Cruise dropping their earnings report this morning also. Hey, what's up, John? Joe Burrow looks like the kid from Home Alone. All right, guys, let's see if the market can ramp back up. Bitcoin's starting to fall a little bit now. And then Judge plays another game today for the Yankees. Let's see if he can break the record for the Yankees. All right, guys. Dollar index at 112.40s here. We got the SPY at 365s. Bitcoin at 19.5 thousand. All right, guys. SPY dipping down to 365s here. Dollar index at 112.40s. All right, dollar index, rip it up, guys. Again, we're going to have an inverse relationship here. This is not what we want. Yeah, let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot to do the poll today. Let me put it up. You're right. We should do one. Let's see what we get. Y'all do me a favor. Hit the like button as well. We got 53 likes. We got about 8 minutes until 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. market time. Yeah, 7 a.m. market time. Bullish or bearish on today's PECE price index data. Bull or bear? Guys, vote on the poll. Bull or bear? Again, today we have the PCE price index data coming out. Again, let me know if you're bullish or bearish on this data. We're also going to do a poll on Twitter as we do. SPY falling down here, though, guys. SPY falling down. Dollar index ripping up. Bitcoin falling here. Let's look at like Aapl or Tesla here. Here's Aapl. Aapl at 140s. SPY dipping, though. All right, guys, market tanking down short term here. Apple falling. We want the dollar index to fall here right now, though. All right, guys. So again, SPY has been turning around the last like 10 minutes or so. Dollar index is ripping up. Apple falling down some. We do have Carnival Cruise earnings, which might impact markets, but the big thing is PCE data coming out today. The PCE price index data, inflationary data is what this really is. You can see the SPY up to 365s or so. Let's see if we get at least a short-term bounce here. That's what we want. Yeah, it's the end of the month. It's the last trading day of the month. Yeah, but Tua got hurt, pawn, you know. Good for the Bengals, though. I mean, I want to see the Bengals win. They got Joe Burrow. Yeah, Rite Aid got smacked with earnings. Yeah, if you look at RAD here, big drop. Just kind of shows you the state of things, I guess. Today is Tesla AI Day. Let's see if Tesla ends up having some sympathy movement. All right, guys. Market continues to fall here. Down. Dollar index popping up. Rite Aid got hit. Carnival Cruise has earnings today. We're going to cover that. Tesla. It's AI day for Tesla today. Tesla is now under 270s. So, again, do you guys think Tesla is going to do well? All right, guys. Dollar index still pushing testing highs. SPY pulling down some. We got Tesla at 270 right now, bouncing up a little bit. Hopefully we get a bounce here. Disney is up a little bit short term. All right, guys. So SPY dipping down at 364.50s. Catch back up at the chat. German British pound is falling. Can you check the short interest on APRN? Yeah, I got you, bro. Hold on. Let me check it. Showing 26%. 26%. Tesla bopping up at a little bit. SPY is still dipping down, though. Dollar index is still flying up. So that's the unfortunate part. We'll see if we get some better action. Again, Tesla bouncing a little bit here. Do you think AI Day? Do you think AI Day positively or negatively affects Tesla this evening? Again, I'm worried it could be like Apple, where Apple had a disappointing show and ended up tanking from their conference that they did. You know. All right, guys. Tesla making a little bit of an upward movement here, and I think this is good. I think we could see the market positively react to this. I think that's what we want. Apple didn't upgrade hardware for the first time. I think Tesla AI Day will be like Battery Day, show good technology the market doesn't understand, potentially. So you think we'll have a positive or negative reaction? Tesla should be good. I've never seen so many transport trucks load up. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, XRP is just not one. I don't know enough about it. What's up, DZ? Yeah, it's the end of the month here, but it's also the end of September, which is good, I think. I think, historically, September is the worst month for trading. And so I think in that regard, September being over with is not necessarily a bad thing. Not necessarily a bad thing. Market bouncing up a little bit short term. Yeah, here. So again, do you guys think it's time to average into positions now? Has the market dropped enough, or is the market going to continue to fall? I guess that's the only reasonable question here. You guys know me. I've been adding to my Disney position for the last, I don't know. We've been buying up Disney as it continues to dip. We're in hundreds of shares of Disney right now. And again, if we lose a couple thousand from this trade, it's not going to be the end of the world. We'll be okay. But, we'll see. Hopefully we get some favorable responses, some favorable action. PCE is dropping at 8:30. Eastern Standard Time. Inflationary data dropping at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Again, let me know if you guys think the market's going to bounce back. We also have consumer spending, economic data. Let me see what we got. Yeah, so today we've got PCE. We have Barkin is speaking, personal income and personal spending data, real personal consumption data as well. So RPC data is dropping also. All right, guys. SPY at 364.40. Let's look at the Q. Tesla dipping back under the 200 moving average here. Here's the Q. Starting to fall a little bit as well. We got some relevant levels. If you look at these dotted levels here, this is one of the big lows from previous. This big bright yellow line right here is the previous 52-week low prior to this past week. Right, this was the 52-week low. It's right around 362.12 or so. Previous 52-week low, very relevant level in all markets here. And it's certainly a spot that we're watching. Dollar index continues to pop up here. Look at it. It's up to 112.50 or so, 112.48. Hopefully this falls. But again, we're kind of getting a sideways few days here. So y'all just be careful. Expectational numbers for PCE data is as follows here. So for expectational numbers, the core PCE is expected to come in at 0.5%. 0.5% is what their expectational numbers are. Core PCE index year over year is at 4.7% expectational numbers. So those are the expectations right now. And again, we'll see if they show. Personal income expected to come in at 0.3. Personal spending expected to come in at 0.2. We went lower because lower is better at the current time of really bad inflation. The PCE index is expected to come in month over month at minus 0.1%. Minus 0.1%. Or no, minus 0.1% is what it showed last time. 6.3% is what the yearly one showed last time. We don't really have any expectational numbers. Core PCE is expected to come in at 0.5 for the month and 4.7 for the year. DXY still popping up. Dollar index still ramping up, which is not good. Yeah, Meta, man. Meta's in trouble. I think everybody knows Meta's in trouble. Again, Meta has a lot of daily users, but I think there's a lot of speculation that over time Meta's going to struggle. Yeah, I mean, do y'all? Here's an interesting question. Do y'all think Facebook and Meta is around in 10 years? That's the question. I think that ultimately it depends on whether they can accomplish and execute the metaverse correctly and successfully. If they can get that done, they'll be okay. If they can do the metaverse well, then they'll be okay, right? But if they can't, then I think that's the end of Meta and Facebook. You know, they still have Instagram, but I think that's eventually going to trend the other way as well, especially with how big TikTok and other stuff is going to be. All right, dollar index still breaking high. SPY still dipping here. Not good. All right, guys, SPY still falling. Everything kind of pulling back some. Dollar index starting to get one red candle again. Let's see if we bounce here. That's what we want. We want to see pops and everything else. Yeah, we're going to show CCL earnings. They don't drop until 9:15 Eastern time, though, so they don't drop for a few hours. All right, guys, 364 at the SPY. Dollar index at 112.50s, 112.50s. How's Neo been doing lately, man? How's the stock Neo been doing, man? The hurricane, I'm assuming, is basically over with now, right? So basically, Florida's had a tough go the last couple days. Tua hurt. Dolphins lost to the Bengals, Joe Burrow, and the hurricane, man. It was a tough time for Florida. I mean, just to put this into perspective, that is, Tua has never beaten Joe Burrow. I hate to say this, but like Tua's never beaten Joe Burrow. Okay, let's just say the obvious, the elephant in the room, if you will. Tua's never beaten Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's got Tua's number. I know it wasn't really Joe, but like no matter what Tua can do, he just can't beat Joey B. Neo is down. Let's look at Neo here. Here's the cue. Neo at 1540s. Neo down. Yeah, let's look at a daily chart here. Let's look at some daily charts. Everything's down. Neo down pretty substantially. Again, I think Neo's a long-term trade, though. Aapl down substantially. SPY down substantially. Q down substantially. Dollar index. Here's the dollar over the past year, which is kind of telling here. Look how extended the dollar is over the last year. This is the right chart. It's looking rough. What's up, Cap? Hey, bro, I would, dude. I'm not in Louisiana, man. I don't live in Louisiana. I love Louisiana. It's my home, but no, we don't live there. Yeah, they shouldn't have played Tua. No, Tua's a great kid, man. Great kid. Looks like he had great parents. Great talent in football, 100%, man. They should have never played him. But I talked about it earlier. The Dolphins need wins, man. They've had a really rough decade or so. They need wins. They haven't had a star player since Reggie Bush prior to the last couple of years, and they need W's in all of that. All right, dollar index still popping up. Again, we want to see a fall here. Dollar index has been rising. There's a big drop in the dollar, so this should cause at least a short-term bounce in equities. Correct. They're expecting 0.5% for core PCE. So core PCE, 0.5% expectational numbers, 4.7% expectations on the year. Dollar index falling. Dollar index at 112.40s. Man, still getting some drops in the SPY. Big week last hour or so of the SPY has been very, very weak here, team. We did have a green day yesterday. We're going to try to close the week out strong today. We'll see if we actually do. It's been a okay week. We've lost a little bit. Let's look at our stats here. So these are our stats on Top Step. So these are our stats here on Top Step. Let me pull this up. There we go. There we go. Bro. Okay, just go away. There we go. All right, so these are our stats. That was yesterday's stats. Last 7 days look like this. See, that's not the right one, though. I'm going to have to refresh this, maybe re-log in here. For whatever reason, maybe it's talking about the last 7 days prior to that. Yesterday. Okay, yeah. So here's yesterday's stats. Here's the last 7 days. So, has it been the best? No. Has it been the worst? No. We're still up a couple $100 on the week. Here's the total month so far. So, we had a couple days of losses. We've rebounded about halfway back. And we're just looking to get back green. Slow and steady wins the race. We're still up about 1,400 in gross profit. Again, here's this week. So, we got back to close to break even. We took a little bit larger swing. We're still up a couple hundred on the week. And we're going to try to take some larger swings today. Again, here's the dollar index falling down some. SPY is at 364s. How long after a top set account is set up before you can execute a trade? Well, it's a funded account program, so they give you a demo. If you can hit the target on the demo while following their rules, they fund you between 50 up to 150. You get 20% off. If you're going to check them out, you can get 20% off if you use this link. Great way to help support the channel. I'll pin it to the top of the page. We are going to be trading there, but pretty fast. They usually send you your login stuff pretty quick, same day, usually. But again, just reach out to them and ask them. And again, there's that link. I'll pin it to the top of the page if you want to check it out more. They are a sponsor of my video, so I'm certainly biased in their favor. But yeah, they're a legitimate funded account program. They're kind of who everybody else copies off of, if I'm being honest. Everybody else, they've been around for over 10 years now, regulated by the CME, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So it's like they've just been around a long time. All right, guys, dollar index still ramping up. It's kind of following the SPY, which is a little bit strange here. Here's Tesla. Tesla at 269.30s here, 269.30s. And again, we might buy the SPY a little bit here. I think we might be a little bit extended short term. We're going to buy. Let's see if it'll let us get in. We're going to start with 25 shares here, 25 shares of the SPY. And we're gonna see if we can kind of add towards the bottom here a little bit more, maybe get in 50, and then continue to add as it dips lower and lower. You get to keep 90% of your profits, Darwin. 90%. Once you're funded. Here, I should put their link in the description. My bad, guys. I'm gonna put all this stuff up. I gotta put Stonk up. Well. All right, guys, so we're down a little bit on the SPY. We're not going to hold this forever, but we'll add a little bit down here. Take a little bit of a swing here. See if we can get a little bit more by the ask price up there. So we're in 50 shares now of the SPY. Looking for the dollar index to fall some here. 50 shares of the SPY. $25 shares of the SPY is like 9 G's. Yeah, I mean, I got a $30,000 account, brother. They give me 120K in buying power on Thinkorswim. So, but I'm a scalper, so I'm not risking near. The SPY's not going to zero. And so while I might be spending thousands of this on this trade, SPY's not going to zero. If I can make 10, 15 bucks from this, I'll be happy. 20 bucks, my risk level is really essentially right here. Now I'll take profit very fast too. And it's a real account because paper, they don't let you trade paper in pre-market on TOS, right? So it's got to, it's a real account. Like I said, we trade 120K in buying power. All right, we got a little pop up. We want this dollar index to fall here. All right, SPY starting to rip up. Dollar index is falling here. This is precisely what we wanted. We'll give it some time to work. Yeah, I mean, here's something to talk about Top Step here. Of course, only a small percentage of traders get funded. You know why? Is because 90+% of traders lose money. Like that's not a shocking statistic. Um, yeah, relative to the amount of people that actually, relative to the actual amount of people who actually make money trading, that's not a, pawn. Reading your message now, that's not a shocking thing. You know what I mean? Most traders lose. Of course they lose. I mean, that's kind of how it is. Look up the amount of traders that make money outside of anything. 95% of day traders lose money. So of course, most people are going to lose. That's a normal, should be an obvious thing. You know what I mean? All right, there we go. We got to pop up on the SPY. We're going to go ahead and take a little piece off here. Lock in a little bit. All right, so we just took half off. We got 25 shares left. We'll let the rest ride. Like getting a dip here, and I think I want to be patient. Yeah, and I'm talking about this. The reason I think Top Step makes sense, okay, is because like number one, most traders are going to lose, right? And so in that regard, like there's going to be a small percentage of traders that get funded. I think that's an obvious thing. The reason for that is because 95% of traders lose money, and like that's a normal, self-evident thing. What Top Step does is Top Step gives you a middle ground in order for you to be able to test your trading skill. Like if you think about it, some paper trading platforms cost the same amount as Top Step, right? So some paper trading platforms cost 100, $150. Base package on Top Step's 130 if you use my link, right? And so in that regard, you can get the same thing. I mean, they're going to give you a demo, and so you're essentially getting the same thing, but you also have the potential to get funded on there as well, right? And so number one, the monthly subscription is not a super high amount. Number two, it's actually going to help you be a better trader. And number three, if you're new to futures, you can either put up the money yourself as a brand new futures trader and risk money. What do you need, like 10, 15K? But the odds that you're going to lose far more than that are very high, especially if you're new. Or you could test yourself with one of these funded account programs, get a demo account, which is what you're going to get for a couple $100 anyway. But then also have the possibility to get funded, also have the rule checker so you can build rules for yourself. And there's just a lot of resources that you get. And so it depends on how you look at it. If you look at it like, man, only a little bit of traders are getting funded, of course they are. 95% of traders lose. That's a self-evident and obvious thing, but is it going to make you a better trader? I think it is. I think it's going to make you a better trader. I think it's made me a better trader since I've been on there. And again, you can see my profit graph here. Most traders are not going to be able to have profit graphs like this. Like, just to be honest, most traders are not going to be able to do this because most traders lose money. They get emotional. They average in, they revenge trade. It's just not something that most traders are going to be able to do. And that's okay. That's a normal self-evident thing. No, stocks, there's too much regulation in stocks for it to be done. Like they have a couple, but I don't trust them. So you can do it in stocks, at least not in the US. You can't, like, they have a couple overseas that are legit. But if you're in the US, you're not really going to be able to do it with stocks. There's too much regulation here. I'll put it this way. If you're a brand new futures trader, okay, just to give you a scenario here. If you're a brand new futures trader, right? You never traded futures before, you never day traded futures before. What do you think is the better move relative to taking losses in your account? Do you think that putting up 10K plus to try out the futures market and try to day trade futures actively is the best move for a brand new futures trader? Or do you think taking a funded account program, spending 130 something bucks on the base package on Top Step, testing yourself, trying to hit a profit target and testing your futures ability while also giving you an introduction to the futures market with a small amount of risk, with still some pressure? So like, trading is all about performing under pressure. I think that's the better move, in my opinion. I think that's the safer move for new traders. And I think some traders are going to take it, they're going to lose, and they're just never going to try it again. And that's okay, because that's much better than putting up 10, 15K yourself, taking some big risk in your own account, potentially losing thousands of dollars. I think that's okay. I think that's a better option. But it is a subjective thing. And of course, I'm biased in their favor, All right, guys, so we're still in the SPY here. Again, I'm trying to give it time to bounce back. We'll see. I don't think you have to pay the monthly fee once you're funded. No. Regardless of whether you do or not. I mean, they're giving you 50K to 150K, and you get a 90% split, right? So if you take that 150K funded account and you make 20K from it, you get to keep 18,000. You get a 90% split. So I mean, you're not going to be, even, I don't think you do, but even if you did, I don't think you're really going to be necessarily worried about paying, $100 when you get that much funding from them. You know what I mean? And so the benefit of getting funded is simple. You got a 90% split. Markets pumping up, SPY pushing up. Yeah, it's 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, that's ridiculous, Tire. Man, I'm disappointed that people are still rejecting it. Most of the time, they're getting packed money by pharmaceutical industries, unfortunately. All right, guys, market's still pumping up, which is great. We bought this dip. We're going to take a little bit more off here if we can. All right, so we got 15 shares left on the SPY. Again, we call it this bounce. $41. Yeah, it's been a little bit cooler out here in Texas too, man. It's felt good, to be honest. All right, guys, still pumping up again. We're in the SPY here. We got the dollar index falling. We got Tesla up to 269s, so that's making moves as well. Yeah, good luck, man. Y'all stay safe. I heard it. Once you're funded, I mean, it's their money, so they're gonna make you stay with them, while you're trading with them. But there's a lot of different platforms you can use. Uh, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of different platforms you can use. Again, I mean, guys, listen. Have reasonable expectations. You know what I mean? Like, they're really funding people money. Like, they're actually giving people 150K, 50K, 100K, right? If you think they're going to let you do that easily, if you think they're going to let you spend $130 and easily get funded without risk, then, you're not having reasonable expectations. And it's an understandable thing. Listen, if I'm funding somebody 50K, I'm going to vet them heavily to make sure that they're not just going to YOLO my 50K, and so in the end, that's an understandable thing, man. Again, they've been around the longest for a reason. They're regulated in the US as well. So, I mean, it is what it is. I think the way you have to look at it is you have to look at it as a challenge, like a challenge you're paying a monthly subscription to be in. That's the best way to look at it. It's a challenge. It's not easy to do. If it was easy to do, everybody would be getting funded. But if trading was easy, 95% of traders wouldn't lose money, and so it's really something you got to have reasonable expectations for. What happens is you get a bunch of traders that take it, lose, and then they blame the platform because most traders are just not mature. They're not introspective. They can't say, hey, I made a bunch of mistakes and traded dumb and then lost my account. You know what I mean? And instead of doing that, a lot of immature traders just kind of blame everybody. They blame the broker, they blame me, they blame whomever, right? But in the end, you just got to have reasonable expectations. Again, guys, there's a lot of sensationalized marketing out there for traders. Most traders lose. Most traders lose money. Again, I'm sure on Twitter and YouTube, everybody's claiming to be some super great profitable trader. I talked about it yesterday. If you could really make 100% a year consistently, Goldman Sachs is going to be calling you up being like, yo, come work for us. We'll give you $2 million a year. Come work for us. You know what I mean? And so a lot of these people claiming to make all this money are just, they're not. And that's okay because some of them are. I don't know if they're making that much, but some of them are making solid percentages. There's a lot of people making money on Top Step. And so you got to just have reasonable expectations for trading. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It takes time. It's very difficult. And most traders lose. It is what it is. But those are facts. As the young people say, that's a fact. And 100%, most people lose. You know, you got to have reasonable expectations for it. Yeah, funded equals margin is credit, right? So yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to stay with them and trade. You know, if you leave them, you're not gonna have the money they're funding you. You're not gonna be able to take their money and put it in another platform. That's not how it works. They're gonna give you funding with risk parameters in their platform is what they're gonna give you, and then you're gonna be able to withdraw that money out on a monthly basis. Right. If you make 1,000% a day, why are you on YouTube? Right. What percent cash are you right now? I mean, I don't know. I'm holding a couple hundred shares of Disney, about an $19,000 position there. Um, but I'm also sitting on cash too, you know. Are you bullish or bearish? I'm cautiously optimistic. You know, how often is the bulls versus bear market correct? It's not about being correct or not. We're looking for sentiment. That's all we're doing with the poll. Like the reality of it is, most people I would say are bearish right now. So you know, most people have been right. Most people are bearish right now. But it depends on what we ask here. So if we ask people about the broader market, I would say most people are bearish. Like a large majority of the time, people vote bearish on that poll. If we ask people about individual stocks, it depends on which one, but I would say it kind of swings to the other side where most people are bullish because, you know, people kind of fan, you know, different stocks in that regard. And so I think it depends on what we ask, right? If we ask people about the broader market, most people are bearish. If we ask people about individual stocks, depending on what it is, you get a mix, but a lot of people are bullish in that regard, you know. All right, guys, market tanking here. And again, luckily we took profit and we could probably get out of this one break even. Try to let it work here. We got some support underneath this, so we took profit. We're trying to be a little bit patient with this one today and try to give it time. But regardless of whether we get out break even, get out green, get out red, it doesn't matter. We're just kind of poking around in pre-market. We're going to take our real trading after the opening bell. And yeah, we'll see what we get. Was the case for bulls today? Well, if we get in lower inflationary data, lower PCE data, then that's going to cause the market to run, I would say. SPY is the mini S&P 500. And so again, it depends on what we get for the PCE release. It drops at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, and so again, if we get lower than expected PCE data, then that's going to make the market pop. You know, we get higher than expected PCE data, that's going to make the market fall. And so it just depends on what we show, to be honest, in terms of like data here. You know, we get good data, bad data, that's going to impact markets, and that's what we're ultimately looking at. All right, guys, getting a little pop up. We got the dollar index at 112.50s here, 112.50, starting to move up a little bit. That's probably going to cause the SPY and the rest of broader markets to tank. Tesla testing that previous closing price. They do have AI day today. So again, we'll see how these impact everything. But for core PCE data, I think they're expecting 0.5%. For the yearly, I think they're expecting 4.5%, if I remember correctly. 4.7% is what they're expecting for core PCE yearly. Month core PCE price index is 0.5% expectations. So getting a little bit of a pop in the SPY here. The dollar is still ramping up though. So again, we want to see this dollar fall short term. And who knows if we will, but that's kind of what we see. Are you talking about me, Cheeky? Yeah, bro. Scalping futures is very, powerful, bro. It just works really well, man. It's actually having more liquidity than stocks. So the futures market actually has more liquidity than the stock market, depending on what you trade. So there's some benefits to it for sure. Yeah, as long as you don't get too crazy, you got to kind of just condition yourself through repetition to do the right thing. I think in futures pawn, like that's kind of what you got to do. It's a conditioning game. Last month PCE was positive, but markets went down. Well, yeah, higher PCE means higher inflation right now. So we don't want to see it go up. We want to see it drop. We want to see lower PCE data. Crypto George. Okay, got you. Yeah. I'm not a big believer. We could dollar cost average into crypto, but it depends on what it is and depends on what your time frame is. I think long term it's fine, but you got to be really willing to tie up that money long term, and I don't think everybody is. I also think that crypto moves much broader percentages than the stock market, and so while I might dollar cost average into Disney when it dips down to like $95 or $90, I think if you try to dollar cost, if your price entry is like 60K in Bitcoin and you're trying to DCA as it drops down to 18, 17, 16K. While I understand it, it's still going to take a really long time for you to get back to flat, at least in that position. So, it is what it is. Right here. So we're going to cover the PCE numbers as soon as they come out. We do have Carnival Cruise dropping their data coming out today as well here. So I'm using Top Step as a funded account program to just kind of test myself. Outside of that, I trade futures on Thinkorswim. If you want to check out Top Step, there's the link. But yeah, I also trade I trade broad markets to just the SPY. And there's no PDT in futures market. That's why people use it, is because you can get around the PDT rule in futures. All right, guys, market's starting to rebound. Dollar index is falling. That's great. Tesla's still testing these lows down here, though, man. So Tesla's still testing lows. I don't know if you can paper it on TOS. You can try out Top Step for free for 2 weeks and paper trade there if you want. But if you want to be in the actual funded program, it's like the base one's 130 if you use my link or something like that. I mean, it is a sponsor of mine. Just again, try to be transparent always. It is a sponsor, so I'm certainly biased in their favor for sure. But yeah, you could try them out for free for 2 weeks. You could paper trade, futures for 2 weeks. All right, guys. So again, we're in the SPY. We're kind of break even. It's just kind of a flat trade. All right, guys. SPY dipping down, slightly red, and that's okay. Again, luckily we scaled out of most of it. And again, I'm trying to give it time. We can hold it as long as we really need to. Could have taken a little bit off, but Disney's starting to pop up. All right, dollar index at 112.50s here. We got Tesla at 268s. Last month PCE was positive, and why markets went down. It was low. It was lower than expected last month. Well, no, it's never 100% AC. It really isn't. We don't really know how markets are going to respond. It's something we always tell people. The reason I don't take any sizable positions, yeah, we're just going to cut this and get out. The reason we don't take any sizable positions ahead of these big economic releases is because we don't really know what the data is going to show, and we don't know how the market's going to interpret it. We're kind of in a really nuanced market right now where sometimes a lot of people could speculate that such and such is going to happen and the market's going to react positively. I think the common expectation right now is that the higher inflationary prices are, the worse the market's looking. And so I think in that regard, a lot of the time, the higher pricing is, the worse the market reacts to it. The market might react negatively, but you also get a little bit of the opposite as well. And so it's a little bit of a mix. And so again, what I try to do, instead of just trying to take any big polarized positions before these big economic releases, instead I try to just kind of wait for the releases to happen and then maybe take some of the trend that forms from that, if that makes sense, right? That's something I do very often. And it's one of my favorite ways to trade. But you got to be careful. You got to be smart, and you got to just take it slow and steady and not take any, again, polarized positions. Because just like earnings, sometimes the stock can have amazing earnings and crash. Sometimes the stock can have terrible earnings and rip up. And so it's never 100% like known reaction. And, you can't treat it like that. And so PCE is the same. Yeah, last time PCE came in at 0.1% for core. Regular came in, they're expecting 0.5% this time. Core PCE this year over year is 4.7% expectational numbers. And PCE is important data. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people speculate that PCE is more accurate data than CPI. It's more comprehensive, more accurate, and less volatile on markets. So again, PCE is an important data release. It's very important to watch this today. Again, it's just a judge of inflation. It captures inflation across consumer expenses, essentially reflecting changes in consumer behavior, if you look at the actual definition of it. And so again, it's an important metric in judging inflation, and it's something that we want to see less spending, of course, right now. But again, nothing's 100%. We want less spending, but will we get less spending? I'm not sure. Again, it all drops at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. We're going to cover it live right here, as we always do as well. All right, Tesla breaking lows, dollar index flying up, SPY dropping here. So markets breaking lows. All right, guys. So again, Tesla breaking lows, dollar index spiking up, SPY starting to bounce back a little bit, but it's been dropping over the last 20 minutes or so. Hey, what's up, Charlie? Hey, all good, Rich. Happy to help, brother. Thank you, man. PC comes out at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. We're going to cover it here as we always do. Again, dollar index popping up. It is Friday. You ain't got no job. All right, guys. SPY down to 363s. All right, guys. So Tesla bouncing back a little bit. SPY consolidating here. We got this low at 363 that I think might be relevant. Dollar index still pumping up, which is not good. And again, hopefully we get some bearish action on the dollar index. SPY sitting at COVID lows. Eggs fried. Sunny side up is the only way, bro. Really over easy is really what it is. Yeah, Friday, guys. Again, we got PCE numbers dropping here big. Look at the dollar index ramp up more here. This is not good. This is not what we want to see. We want to see the dollar fall. Yeah, Tesla's looking rough. All right, guys. Hey. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell, guys. Let's do this. Let's see if the market continues to rally here. Dollar index still ramping up, but the SPY is bouncing back. We got Tesla up to 268s. All right, guys. Tesla bouncing up, which is great here. Nike did have earnings yesterday. We also had MU numbers drop yesterday as well. Meta getting absolutely destroyed here. Is Meta around in 10 years, I think? All right, guys. SPY finally starting to bounce back. Tesla bouncing back. Dollar index falling, which is precisely what we want. PCE data is released at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, guys. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel as well, man. I think, are you streaming Tesla AI Day? Maybe, bro. Maybe, man. Honestly, dude, I've been so busy, bro. We've been covering a lot of this stuff, but I'm starting to get kind of, I need a couple days. Yeah. Yeah, guys. SPY finally starting to bounce back, which is lovely here. We want to see it. Let's go ahead and get our poll done here. It's time. Calls or puts on PCE data. I'll be safe. Okay, we do have PCE data dropping here. We're also going to do a poll on Twitter. I'm going to post this link. Y'all go ahead and give me a follow on Twitter if you haven't already, guys. Go ahead and give me a follow on Twitter. We're going to cover the data as soon as it comes out live. We got over 500 people here, my guys and girls. Hey, we appreciate you all. Make sure this is good. Hey. All right, guys, vote on this poll. Okay, give me a follow on Twitter when we can. Yeah, we want PCE data to go down. Again, a lot of people expect PCE 4.8, very bearish, 4.7. Again, it's all relative to expectations, guys. Okay, so it's all relative to expectations. All right. And so again, expectational numbers for PCE data today are as follows. Core PCE, they're expecting 0.5. Yearly core PCE, they're expecting 4.7. Last time was 4.6. And so while that's higher than last time, it's all relative to expectations. If we come in lower than 4.7, market's going to bounce probably. We come in higher than 4.7, market's going to fall, in my opinion. And so again, this is a judge on inflationary data. We want to see this go down. We don't want to see it go up. And hopefully it comes in lower than expected. But again, nobody knows. Dollar index is falling short term, which is lovely here. SPY starting to bounce up a little bit as well, so that's good. Hopefully it continues. Again, 0.5 is what they're expecting for monthly PCE data. 4.7 is what they're expecting yearly. But again, it's all relative to expectations here. Sure, we're in a time of high inflation, but we want to see these numbers drop. Hey, thank you for the follow, Rec, on Twitter. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. We got the poll going on Twitter about PCE data. Again, 56% say calls, 44% say puts. Vote on the poll. Give me a follow on Twitter if you haven't already. Hey, thank you, Tony. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, sir. Dollar dropping is good for the market, 100%. We want to see the dollar drop. We want to see the dollar drop. It's going to have an inverse correlation with the markets. And if it stays neutral, well, then we'll probably have a neutral reaction, right? Again, we got about 28 minutes until the data comes out. About 28 minutes. Yeah. Here's a good question, guys, for chat today, guys. I'm kind of having a talk with some people about this. Do high of the day breakouts work in penny stocks? Do high of the day breakouts work in penny stocks? I'll give you my own opinion. I think a lot of you guys know my opinion here. My opinion is that they do not work under any circumstance, long term especially, right? A lot of new traders get into this limbo of trading high of the day breakouts. In my personal subjective opinion, they just simply don't work, man. The reason they don't work, especially in penny stocks, is because experienced traders take profit at those high of the day breaks. They're riding the range, and so they're buying the pullback to middle range. They're buying that dip, and as it pivots back towards high of the day, they're taking profit there, which causes a drop, right? And so if you try to buy it up right at that high of the day break, you're going to get slammed down half the time from experienced traders taking profit. It might work 30% of the time. And you might say, oh, well, the rewards you're going to get is much bigger from these high of the day breaks when they do work. That might be true, but the likelihood that you're going to get a huge rejection from a manipulated dump at the high of the day is very high as well. And so, like, even if you get good risk reward from when they work well, the percentage of time that they're just going to slam down on you from essentially getting manipulated up there is so high that it's almost going to be impossible to profit long term from high of the day breakouts. Again, kind of a rookie strategy that new traders use. Don't get stuck to where you only trade high of the day breakouts. And when, again, I see a lot of new traders just get stuck. Not anymore. What possible reason would support the answer? Yes. I test pennies and breakouts as a waste. 100%, Just Joe. 100%, man. Experienced traders take profit at those highs. Man, again, put it into perspective here. Somebody list me a volatile penny stock from this past week. Yeah, we can look at any stock here, really. We can look at the SPY, which is probably the best example of this, right? So, again, say you're buying high of the day breakouts here, right? You're buying high of the day breakouts. This is why they don't work, okay? Because most experienced traders, look at the SPY right here. Most experienced traders are buying on these pullbacks, right? They're buying on these dips right here. They're attacking dips. They're attacking that range. Where are they selling? They're selling at these high levels here. They're selling at the top of this range at the high of the day break. You know what I mean? And so half the time, look at this. We got one high of the day break that works out of 1, 2, 3, 4 different tests. One of them worked, right? 25%. And again, the problem is that experienced traders are taking profit at these highs right here. Like, experienced traders are saying, okay, it's time to take profit. And so in penny stocks especially, something that you're going to get here is that you're going to get a move up, and then you're just going to get a huge slam down. It's going to go up to this high of the day break level half the time, and then it's just going to destroy you and just get rejected. Why? Because penny stocks have a smaller float. And so experienced traders that are manipulating them, to be honest, a lot of the time are waiting for them to get to these high of the days, and then they are just slamming that sell button. They're selling tens of thousands of shares. And so what this happens, like a small percentage of the time, what happens is that the stock actually gets halted on that drop, and you get stuck. And these are moves that can destroy your account. And so they're just not a long-term profitable strategy. And if you think they are, again, a lot of traders get stuck trading them because they're the only sign of strength that they know, and they just refuse to change. They refuse to trade differently. And so again, don't get stuck trading high of the day breakouts. What's up, dude? What's wrong, man? You okay? You got a bump? What happened, man? Oh my gosh, what happened, dude?
I hit my head.
Man, when?
Like just now.
Did you tell your mom?
Yeah, I told Maddie and she told me.
Here, let me see that. Ooh, here. Here. Hey guys, I'll be right back. My son's got a huge lump on his head. I'm sorry, buddy. Here. Hey, Chad, quick question here for all my on-home doctors. Should I be concerned? I mean, that's a big goose egg, man. That's a lump on the side of my son's head, dude. He's okay, but like, are there any concerns? I don't think it's a concussion, but are there any concerns I should have for that? Yeah, bro, that's a lump, dude. That's a lump, All right, guys. We got 20 minutes or so. 20 minutes. Yeah, we're putting ice on it right now. I don't think Carol realized how bad that lump was because that was a knot, dude. He fell. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, he's running around, jumping around, dancing around, so I think he's okay. Okay, got you. Yeah, he's okay, but man, that's a lump. Yeah, they're putting ice on it right now. Appreciate the advice, guys. Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go give my wife this advice. Nah, it's not. He didn't go to school yesterday. He's had a cough, so we kept him home to watch him. Okay. So his pupils are gonna be bigger. How would that work? Like, okay, here. Let me test this real quick here. Hold on, I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna test this. Well, no, they wouldn't react to light, is what it would be. So hold on. Let me check this. I'll be right back. All right, guys, we're gonna test that now. All right, guys, SPY starting to bounce back a little bit with the dollar index. Hey, what's up, Rich? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, guys, hopefully the dollar rejects these high levels and comes back down. Again, red or green, guys. We got about 18 minutes. 18 minutes. Yeah, he's not. He's dancing around. I can see him right now in the living room, so he's okay. He's running around. So he's all right. All right, guys. Dollar starting to bounce back a little bit. Again, we got about 18 minutes before the PCE data drops. All right, guys. So again, SPY at 363.60s here. SPY at 363.60s. We got the dollar index still pumping up. We don't want to see that. We want to see Tesla dip down here. Again, we got 17 minutes. 17 minutes before this data drops. I hope it's positive, or I hope it's down lower than expected here. Everybody wants to cover economic data now. You guys see that, man? Hey, listen, we're trendsetters over here. Cheers to you guys. PCE data coming out. Again, we went lower than expected here. We went lower than expected. Dollar index starting to ramp up. We'll see if it continues. Yeah, PCE data is big. Of course, we're covering it. We cover it always. You know, I'm seeing a lot of people now try to pretend like they know what they're talking about, but we've been covering this stuff, and we're going to cover all the major economic data here as we always do, guys. So take the time, hit that subscribe button. We got 16 minutes before the PCE data drops. Again, this is the data we have coming out today, just to put it in perspective. We got PCE index data. We've got consumer spending, disposable income data. All right, so that's all the stuff dropping today. We'll see if we get some good stuff. Monday next week is a little bit slower week in terms of economic activity and data. So we don't have as much economic activity next week, but the week after next is big, right? The week after next, we're going to have CPI. We're going to have the Fed minutes report dropping. We're going to have big earnings coming out as well. So again, a little bit of a quiet week next week, and that's okay. But the week after that is going to be huge in terms of economic activity. So, yeah, we're also going to put it in sub-only mode here, guys. So everybody take the time, hit that subscribe button, guys. We appreciate you all. Let's keep growing here, guys. Again, yesterday we broke 87,000 subscribers. Beautiful subscriber count. Again, you guys can see this. Over the last 28 days, we've grown by about 3,500 subs here. Look at that, 3,500 subs. That means that in the last month, we've grown by probably about 4K subs. Hey, if we continue at this rate, we will hit 100K before the end of the year. Or close to it, very close to it. So y'all do me a favor. If you're subscribed, announce yourself. Show that you're subscribed. We got 600 plus people here already, guys. Let's watch this data drop. We got the dollar index falling. We want to see the SPY rip up. Let's see if it continues here. And again, just to put this in perspective, we cover all the major economic data. We covered Micron earnings yesterday. We cover all the big news, all the big economic data, FOMC, CPI, all the big stuff here. We cover it live right here at Beginner Trading. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Let's keep this growth up, guys. Hey, thank you. What's up, team? Hey, thank you, Break. We appreciate you guys. Yep. Again, we're going to cover all the major economic data. We always do. Ask around here, man. We got a lot of supportive members here. But we just try to give people the truth about everything, like about what the data shows, about how the market might react, about what the CPI might be, about what the nuance behind all the data is. And again, in this current market, it's kind of backwards here, where it's like we don't want to see higher pricing. We don't want to see GDP growth. The market is fearing inflation. It's a time of high inflationary pressure. The last FOMC meeting, they aggressively raised rates. They still said they got 150 basis points to go this year, which by that logic, we got 2 more Fed meetings. Every 6 weeks, the Fed meets. Every 6 weeks, the Fed raises or lowers rates and then has a press conference about it called the FOMC meeting. In that regard, it happens every 6 weeks. The last one was last week. And so with that, we're going to have another 2 this year. We're going to have one in early November and then another one in mid-December for FOMC meetings. And so by that logic, if they are planning on raising rates 150 basis points remaining for the rest of the year, then that means that 75 basis points each FOMC meeting. And so that's kind of what traders are going to be reacting to. And so again, every 6 weeks, we raise or lower rates. We raise rates aggressively during times of high peak inflation like we are now. And, again, weeks after the FOMC decision, we have what's called the Fed minutes report dropping. The next Fed minutes report, I think, drops on the 12th. And we'll cover that as well. It's a PDF file that drops at 2 p.m. We're going to cover it, stream, watch the market reaction, show you guys the data that comes out in the PDF file and all that stuff. And then, again, we're going to stream all the big earnings, stream the CPI. And CPI is inflationary data. PCE is also inflationary data. All right, but some people say that PCE data is more accurate than CPI data. Okay, so PCE is personal consumption expenditures, excluding food and energy. And so core PCE is the relevant one. It excludes food and energy. It measures the prices paid by consumers for goods and services without the energy and food volatility. So core PCE is the big one that we're watching today. And again, their expectational numbers for core PCE is 0.5%. Last time it was 0.1. They're expecting 0.5%. And again, this is inflationary data, so we want to see these numbers down. Core PCE year on year is 4.7% expectational numbers. And so again, we want to see these numbers lower than expected. That will probably cause a bullish reaction, but it's never a set in stone thing, guys. We never know for sure what it's going to show in that regard. And so hopefully we get some good bullish reactions here to the stock market. We want the dollar to fall. We want the SPY to rip up. SPY is the mini S&P. You can see it's at around 634, 364, 363.80s here. I don't think they're that bad, Andrew. I think the fills are probably fine. It just depends on how volatile movement is. Hey, what's up, Todd, my man? Hey, thank you, brother. Yes, sir. And hey, y'all hit that subscribe button here. We got 600 something people here. We appreciate the love, guys, for sure. Again, we got spending data coming out as well today, which should be relevant. Hey, y'all give me a follow on Twitter. Again, we asked people calls or puts on this data here. 47% said calls, 54% said puts. So 54% and 47%, or 53% and 47% said calls and puts. Again, most people voted puts. Again, broadly, most people are bearish in markets. We got about 11 minutes before the data drops. 11 minutes. It drops at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. We're going to drop it as soon as it comes out. We're going to cover it live here as we always do. And then we got Tesla starting to pop up. It's at 268.75s right now. Dollar has mostly been sideways, but starting to drop a little bit, which is what we want. And again, hopefully we get some good reactions. All right, guys. So again, dollar index starting to fall. That's what we want. We want to see the dollar drop. And again, the reason we want to see the dollar drop is because when cash loses value, people don't want to sit on it. And so in that regard, number one, a high dollar means high inflation right now, which is not what we want. And so we want to see lower inflation. So just by that simple logic, we want to see the dollar fall. The other nuance to it is that the more the dollar drops, less people want to sit on it. And so what do? They flood asset classes, they flood stocks, futures, index funds, all that stuff. And so a weak dollar means more money's flooding to investments in a lot of different ways, in crypto, stocks, indexes, all that stuff. And so in that regard as well, we want to see the dollar fall here. And there's kind of an inverse correlation most of the time. It's never exact, but most of the time we get an inverse correlation with the dollar versus equities or the SPY or whatever you want to look at to gauge the market. Most of the time we get an inverse correlation here. And so again, we want to see lower inflationary problems. We want to see lower PCE data. Lower numbers here is what we want to see. Again, expectational numbers for PCE are as follows. Core PCE is the relevant one, excluding gas. Again, if you want to know what they mean, anytime you hear core in terms of economic data, they mean without food and energy pricing, right? So without food is core, right? It's really what we're paying. But I don't necessarily like the logic behind that. I think food and gas are really what we're spending the most on in that regard. And so I think those are relevant data to look at. And so we're going to cover all of them here, but we're also going to focus on core because that's kind of what the market reacts the most to in terms of PCE data. And again, we'll see if we get something positive here. High dollar again, we want to see the dollar fall. PCE has to be up. I don't know, man. I think, we got about 8 minutes before this data drops. 8 minutes, guys. We got over 700 people here, so, hey, we appreciate you guys. We cover all the major economic data here, team, always. So hit that subscribe button as well, team, if you have not already. We appreciate the love and support, guys, as we always do, and let's keep growth up. Again, dollar index starting to bounce back. That's not what we want. All right, guys. Again, about 7 minutes here. A little bit less than 7 minutes, really. Again, dollar index falling down some. This is good short term. Again, we got about 6 minutes left. Little guy's going okay. I think we're watching him. He's all right. What's the ticker for the dollar index? On TOS, it's money sign DXY, but it's just DXY. It's wherever you look, it's DXY. It's dollar index. So again, one of the things that I love to do here, you can also see Bitcoin right now, but one of my sponsors is actually really dope. We've been using them for the last few days. You can check them out. They're called Chart Prime. Super useful trading platform. But what they do is they automatically document some of these patterns here. So here's a daily chart. You can see kind of a broad wedge here, and you can kind of see where the top or lows are. What I like to do them as a scalper personally myself here, right? As a scalper personally myself, what I like to do is I like to put like a 15 or a 5-minute chart up. Let me see if we get a better looking chart here. Give me 1 second. Let's put a 5-day chart up. Look at Bitcoin, see if we can stretch it out a little bit. Let's try a 30-minute chart and look at a 1 day. Let's look at a little bit better of Coinbase here. There we go. All right, so that's a little bit better, right? So you can see here we get this flag pattern breakdown. But what I like to use these from is I like to use these from a scalping perspective, right? So if we look at this, I can add this. This is called Chart Prime. I could add candlestick patterns, which are my personal favorite here, and show, look, bullish engulfing candle, upward movement here. So they'll show me candlestick patterns. Look, bullish engulfing candle, what happened? Upward movement here. And so you can kind of use these bearish engulfing candle, downward movement here. And this is on Bitcoin. And so again, it's really easy to figure out what these patterns are, and Chart Prime automatically documents them for you. You can even look at this support and resistance bundle right here, and it'll automatically document major support and resistance for me, like show me where all the big support and resistance are. And so again, they're pretty cheap. They're a TradingView software indicator service. They are a sponsor of my video, but you can get 20% off of them if you check them out. I'll post this link here. Great way to help support the channel and support your boy here. And again, you can find the link in the description as well as the link here. Right, but really useful. I think they're really useful in identifying some of this, these candlestick patterns. If you don't really know the candlesticks well enough, really useful service. And again, they're pretty cheap. Check them out. SPY starting to rip back up over VWAP. Dollar index is falling ahead of this data. Hopefully they know something that we know. Or that we don't ahead of time here, because the market's popping up big. Let's see if the data came out already here. We're looking. Again, I don't see anything yet. All right, so I think President Putin is saying a bunch of stuff right now. He's talking right now. He said documents on the annexation will be signed today. He said that Russia does not seek to bring back the Soviet Union. He calls on Kyiv to immediately stop military action and return to negotiations. He said that Russia will defend its land with all means. End quote, President Putin. Again, market's starting to react a little bit negatively short term to this. Again, we got about 3 minutes here, guys. About 3 minutes before this data drops. Y'all be ready. Again, about 3 minutes before the data comes out. Y'all be ready. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, guys. We certainly appreciate you all. All right, guys. Dollar index bouncing up short term. Again, we got this data dropping very soon. Y'all be ready. We're going to be ready. We're going to cover it as soon as it drops. Waiting for the data to come out. Again, we got about 3 minutes. Again, about 2 minutes left. Again, expectational numbers for core PCE are 0.5. Yearly core PCE expectational numbers are 4.7. We want lower. Lower is better. We want lower than expected. This is inflationary data. We want lower than expected numbers here for this stuff. So again, y'all hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We got over 900 people here, so hey, y'all take the time, sub, and let's get ready for this data drop here. Again, less than 2 minutes. Really about a minute and a half left. Here comes the data drop here, team. All right, guys. 1 minute here, 1 minute. Hit the subscribe button. We are in sub-only mode. Announce yourself. Show your subscribe before this data gets released. And if you want to be part, hit the subscribe button. You can take part in chat. Again, we're going to report the data as soon as it comes out, guys. As soon as it comes out. We got about 50 seconds left, about 45 seconds. SPY is pushing up ahead at the time. So you can see above me, the SPY is ripping up over volume weighted average price. That's great. That's what we want to see. Let's get the market to continue here. Again, about 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Hey, markets rip it up at 364 is dollar index. We want to see fall here. Again, we got the data coming out in about 20 seconds, guys. 20 seconds. 364.80s right now. 364.80s. We're at right around 365s. Starting to pump. Hey, thank you, Javante. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. All right, guys. 10 seconds. Let's get ready. Let's prepare. 5 seconds. All right, guys. So there's the data drop. Let's see if we can find it here. There's the data drop. All right, guys, it came in at 0.6, higher inflationary pressure, 0.6 core PCE. It came in at 0.6, higher than expected, 4.9% for yearly core PCE. So it came in at 0.6. They expected 0.5. It came in higher than expected, and we are getting a negative reaction in stocks, a higher reaction in the dollar index. It came in worse than expected, higher than expected in terms of inflationary pressure, 0.6% versus 0.5% expected, and the market is tanking right now, guys. Market is absolutely tanking. Again, it came in at 0.6% versus 0.5% expected for core PCE prices. So worse than expected here. We're going to put this data up on screen so you can see it. But yeah, worse than expected inflationary pressure right now in the market. Big negative reaction to this, guys. Big bearish reaction to this here. So it's not necessarily what we want to see. But, you know, the market has reacted very bearishly to this data here. Again, 0.6% versus 0.5% expected, 4.9% versus 4.7% expected here for core PCE. So, yeah, worse than expected on all fronts, guys. So, yep. We'll put this up on screen so you guys can see the rest of it here. Here's the basic one. So again, those are the numbers right there. Market is tanking down here. And again, there's an inverse correlation. So again, we wanted lower than expected. We showed higher than expected here. And the market is falling heavily, drastically falling down to 362s, under that previous 52-week low. Market is tanking right now, guys. So not what we want. Certainly not what we want. But in this time of high inflation, I mean, most people expected this. Hey, y'all hit that sub button, guys. Hit the notification bell. We appreciate you all. Market started to bounce back a little bit. Hey, let's see if we get something. Personal consumption is up to 0.1% as well. So we're looking at that data. Market's bouncing back some. Base PCE is at 0.3. Hey, market started to bounce back a little bit. Dollar index is falling here. I have no idea why. We're going to put the rest of the PCE data right here in chat. But, hey, market started to bounce back. Let's see if it holds. Again, we want this dollar to tank here. Yes, it should be taken as bullish for the U.S. dollar and bearish for the economy. Right now in high inflation. Higher is more inflation. Lower is less inflation. But again, we came in higher than expected, so higher inflation than initially anticipated, which is worse for the market. It's going to be better for the dollar when the dollar's been ramping up on all this big bull action, and worse for the overall economy, the stock market, etc., etc. So yeah, so worse than expected for sure. Definitely worse. Again, market testing. Now market is technically red on the day now, guys. So market is technically red on the day now, down to 362.50s. Tesla breaking lows. Dollar index is popping up. But again, worse than expected PCE data here. Worse than expected. Not looking great. Market starting to break down here. We might start shorting the market here. Let's see. What do we take? Like 10 shares? Take a little swingy swing. All right, so we're in 10 shares of the SPY. Short. Just poking around at it right now. We're not going to take any sizable positions, but 10 shares, 10 shares. All right, guys, market's breaking down. Yep. 0.6 versus 0.5%. Yeah, Carnival Cruise drops their earnings at 9:15 a.m. Yes. Dollar index pumping up. SPY falling down here after worse than expected core PCE inflationary data. Market's falling. Again, here's the data on the screen. We're going to post it to chat so you guys can see it. All right, guys, dollar just falling here. And again, I don't mind being wrong in this trade because that means that the market's rebounding here, which is kind of what we want. So I hope I'm wrong. I'll cut this trade in a heartbeat. I don't mind it. I'll lose my little $5 and not really care too much. I hope I'm wrong. Hey, what's up, Isaac? Hey, what's up, dude? Also, y'all be sure to check out Stalk.tech, guys. Stalk.tech is a social media platform for traders. They're going to give you free tool, option flow, dark pool access, saving you hundreds of dollars once they go live. And they should be going live sometime. They already have their soft launch. Their hard launch should be sometime within the next 30 days. And so, again, free trading social media platform. Their job is to help retail traders over big banks and hedge funds. Free tools for traders to use as well. At the very least, you're going to get free dark pool and option flow access. Check them out. They are a sponsor of my video. I'll consider it a favor if you join the wait list for me here and help support our free content, guys. Thank you guys so much. Market's starting to rebound back up. Market's starting to bounce back up. You think the Fed goes 100 basis points, Rich? What do you guys think the Fed's going to do with all this data here? Again, the next CPI report is going to be on the 13th of October. On the 13th of October. What do you guys think they're going to do in terms of, what do you think the CPI is going to show? A lot of people consider PCE to be a more accurate inflationary judge over CPI, but CPI is certainly the more relevant one that everybody watches out for. But this is also big as well. This is also a big one also. So, I mean, there's some stuff to watch here for sure. Again, we want to see the SPY rip back up. I hope I'm wrong. I'm in the SPY short just in case. Appreciate all the grinding you've been doing, bringing info for many years. Hey, thank you, Isaac. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. Yeah, we want to see the dollar tank here. We want to see the dollar fall. Again, this came in worse than expected, higher than expected, unfortunately. But hopefully we get some good action. Again, we hope hopefully this rejection. I can add a little bit more to this. We'll take 20 shares. All good. Short it a little bit more. And I hope I'm wrong. It's one of those situations where if I'm wrong, I'm happy, Fed will be way more aggressive. Yeah, so the next FOMC meeting is actually going to be in November. So the next FOMC meeting is going to be early in November. We also have the Fed minutes report that drops early next month as well. And so all that stuff will be relevant. All right, guys, and again, we are going to be trading live at the opening bell. This is our profit graph on Top Step so far. So we had a nice little rebounding day yesterday. If we look at yesterday's trades, nice little day. We made about $170 gross, so not too bad. We're going to be day trading actively at the opening bell, and we're in the Top Step 150K combine, right? And so we're trying to hit 9K in profit. You can see my stat here. We're up about $1,000 so far in this combine. We're up $990 so far. Slow and steady gains. We're winning on about 64% of our days and out of about 11 days here. So here's our graph. First day we made 380. Next day we made 300. Next day we lost about 200. Next day we made about 260. Next day we made about 260. Next day we lost about 260. I'm sorry. We made money. So we made money. We made 263. We made 258. We made 138. We lost 240. We lost 200 yesterday. We made 140 or so, just a little bit under 140. And so we are in the combine here. And essentially what Top Step does is they give you a demo. If you can hit their target on the demo while following their rules, they fund you between 50 up to over 150 or up to 150K with a 90% split. They're a funded account program, and there's no PDT rule in futures, right? So if you want to trade some of these economic activities here, here's the SPY on the left. Here's the futures contract of the E-mini on the right. And you can see it's the same price action. Look at the big drop and then a small rebound, big drop and then a small rebound. And you can trade this middle one right here on Top Step in the futures market. No PDT rule in futures. You can day trade short, instant settlement. Easiest way to get around the PDT rule. And again, Top Step is a legit funded account program. They pay out millions, fund thousands of traders a year. They are a sponsor of my video as well. But again, you can check them out. They have paid out millions in 2021 to their traders. Look at the SPY dump down here. Look at the SPY drop. They paid out $3.3 million in 21, funded 8,400 traders out of 143 countries. Again, regulated by the U.S. You can find them pinned at the top of the page. You can also find the link in the description if you want to check them out. Great way to help support the channel. They are a sponsor of our video as well. And again, everything we do here is free, so we don't charge for content. We don't sell content. We drop everything for free. We're just a resource and community. I don't even claim to be a good trader. I don't even claim to be a good trader. But again, this is my profit graph yesterday. And if you look at the entire month, this is the month so far here. So we've got a pretty nice little graph. Hopefully we continue this up. Again, stick around. We are going to be trading in the combine today, and we'll see how we do. Correct, boss man. That's what it is. They're testing you to see if you could trade. The Bank of England broke. They said they would pivot. Yeah, PCE data is right here, guys. It's right here. Again, worse than expected. Came in worse than expected, higher than expected, which is higher inflation than initially expected, which is not good. It's not what we want. We came in higher than expected in terms of inflationary pressure, and so that's not good. That's not what we want. And I hope I'm wrong here. Like I hope the market fall, or I hope the market rips up. I hope I lose on this trade personally here. But again, you can see like we want this dollar index to fall here. If you look at the last year of the dollar gains, the dollar is up a huge amount over the last year, which is not good. It's a peak time of inflation. It's not good. And again, we want to see the dollar fall because inflation pressures are so high. Yeah, I guess market's not reacting the worst from this high. I mean, we had a brash reaction originally here. You can see how big this negative reaction was at first, right? But we're starting to bounce back a little bit. It's not too bad. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that, I lose on this trade. I'm in a 20 share short position on the SPY, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope it just rips up against me and I just get stopped out because I want to see the market do well, even if I'm wrong on this individual trade, to be honest. I would prefer to be wrong on this trade and the market goes back up, but I think with all the weakness and the higher inflationary pressure for PCE data, we'll see. I hope I'm wrong. All right, guys, market's starting to test previous closing price. And you can see this light blue line right here is the previous closing price. It is the level at which the SPY goes from green to red and red to green on the day. And so if we're above this light blue line, we are technically green on the day, interpreted by the stock market. So the market interprets anything above this light blue line as green on the day, anything below this light blue line as red on the day. And so you can see the SPY is still technically green on the day, despite having higher than expected inflationary problems with PCE. Again, higher than expected. And again, we'll cut this quickly if we start to move up to VWAP. I don't mind. Yeah, we'll cut that fast. A little $20 loss is nothing here. We want to see the dollar index fall, and I'm glad I was wrong about this trade, to be honest. I want to see the market do well. I don't want to see the market fail. So again, hopefully, let's cross our fingers. Hopefully, the market rebounds. I don't like Peloton, Justin. I think it's similar to Bowflex, gimmicky. And I think most people would rather buy an actual bicycle than an AI bicycle. I don't see the use in that, unless you're like really cold. Maybe we'll get a spike for PTO in because of the winter months and people aren't going to want to ride bikes outside. But again, I think a large majority of people in the world are going to just rather ride an actual bicycle. I think the cardiovascular benefits of riding an actual bicycle are much higher than riding a Peloton bicycle. And so I've always been a Peloton bear, to be completely real. And, I was very right. I've been saying this about Peloton for the last year plus, and Peloton is down to $7 a share. Now, maybe there's some value here at $7, but it's just not a company I like. It mimics Bowflex too much, to be honest. It's just too similar to Bowflex in that regard. And, again, I think it's one of those things that has really aggressive sales pitches. I think if I was Peloton, and I've said this before, I would lower the price of my bikes because I think having markets flying up as well, guys. Dollar index is falling. This is great. This is what we want. But if I was Peloton, I would lower the price of my bikes because charging people thousands for an AI bicycle is just excessive, in my opinion. And then I would raise the price of my monthly subscription. I think that's going to be a little bit more profitable business model than charging thousands and thousands of dollars for a bike. And I think if people buy the bike, they're going to pay for the subscription most of the time anyway. And so I think in that regard, you should lower the pricing of your bikes. Stop making people spend thousands of dollars on them, and instead raise the price of your monthly subscription. I think in that regard, that's the better business model for Peloton. And again, they're doing something wrong because they're down to $7 a share. Yeah, Bowflex was a gimmicky thing as well, man. Again, they take people who really want to get better, and they put a bunch of models up and advertise it, and you know what I mean. I don't know. I've never been a Peloton believer. There's been two companies which I have been very bearish on over the past year. One of them was BYND. All right, so if we look at BYND here, I was very right about this one as well. And if anybody's been here long enough, they know how bearish I've been on BYND, as well as how bearish I've been on Peloton, as well as Lululemon, to be honest. I've been pretty bearish on Lulu over the last year as well. And so, again, there's a few companies where I think there's vulnerabilities long-term. I think Lulu makes tons of money. Don't get me wrong. I think they're a money-making machine right now. But I think over time, fashion brands fade. and they don't stick. The only ones that have stuck are either really high luxury brands, and even there's vulnerabilities in that business as well. Or like Ralph Lauren and Polo. Every other one has fallen by the wayside. American Eagle, Hollister, Abercrombie and Fitch, all the big popular brands usually fade over like a 10-year period. You know why? Is because people end up having children, and then as their children get older, their children don't want to wear what their parents are wearing. You know, same thing with social media platforms, right? Children get older, they don't want to use the same social media platform that their parents used. And so there's a lifespan of that, especially with fashion. And I think that certainly affects Lulu. I think while Lulu makes tons of money right now, and I think everybody's like, oh yeah, I love Lulu, they're so comfortable. That's fine. But I think over a 10 to 15 year period, it's a vulnerable investment. You know, same thing with Peloton. Although I think Peloton might be some value, but down here at like $7 this year. I think there might be some value in PTO and down here. But it is what it is. And again, you guys can let me know what you guys think. And again, we don't have to agree about everything. You know, I might be wrong. I might be wildly wrong about this stuff. Maybe Peloton skyrockets. Maybe Lulu skyrockets. Maybe BYND does as well. But in that regard, these are just stances I have on these stocks. And again, I could be wildly wrong. I very easily could be. Yeah, I hope it's a green day, bro. Hey, market's bouncing back here. Good. Yeah. Thigh master. Hey, do you? Yeah, I did a poll a while back, and the poll said something like, would you rather buy a Peloton bicycle or an actual bicycle? And a large majority of people voted for the actual bicycle. And so I don't know if an AI bicycle was ever like a necessary thing, you know? Like seriously, like, okay. You should do AI products for things that you can't normally do, right? Or things that you're scared to do, like skydiving. Like AI skydiving, justifiable product, right? AI bicycle, bro, people can just go buy a regular freaking bicycle. You know, it's not getting anything done. Oh, wow, you can experience riding a bike. Dude, you can go buy a bike. Okay, why do you need to buy a Peloton? Serious question. You know what I mean? Like, why buy a Peloton? You can go buy an actual bicycle. You know, same price, cheaper. In fact, you can buy the real bike for cheaper than the AI or the virtual reality bike. You can buy an actual bike for cheaper than the VR bike. Why buy a Peloton? Serious question. You know, and so while they're cool and all, are they worth $2,000 for a VR bicycle? Not, you know, great salesman, you know, great marketing, but it's a VR bicycle. Just not my thing. Yeah, they might be AG, but is that going to justify the consumer base of Peloton? I don't think so. I greatly appreciate the input. There's a wild cycling bad here in Midwest, and a lot of people use spin bikes. Yeah, for sure. Winter, that's the only justifiable thing. If it's really cold, if you're in like a winter state where it just gets super cold during the winter, and maybe we'll have a sympathy pop up in winter time. I think Peloton's cheap. I actually might buy some Peloton after all this, you know, talk. I actually might buy a small amount of Peloton down here just because it's so cheap relative to where it was. You know, but I think it's one of those trades where I'll probably lose money on. But if I make money, it's going to, even if I make money 20% of the time, I think the risk versus reward in that situation might justify it. CPI data drops next month. CPI data. I think it's on the 13th is when CPI data comes out. We're going to cover it just like we covered PCE data live. If you want to see the PCE data, it's right here. This is the PCE data for today. Yeah, I feel you, Ricky. You know, yeah. But again, I think people that live in rough areas that don't want to go ride their bike outside, you know, if are you really going to have the money to spend $2,000 for a VR bicycle then? You know what I mean? Probably not. I just don't know. Again, I'm just not. I think it's a vulnerable business. I think it's gonna be hard to get sales. You know, I think it's similar to Bowflex, where they need some really, really good marketing, convincing people to spend thousands of dollars. Anybody that really lifts weights is gonna lift free weights. Free weights are far better than machines. specifically talking about Bowflex here. So anybody that lifts weights is going to know free weights are going to be far superior to the Bowflex, but you put it on TV, you get a bunch of really good marketing, you get a bunch of models lifting weights, and people want to look like that. And so what do is they buy a Bowflex. That's the same marketing you're going to have to use for Peloton, and it is what it is. But, is that marketing going to sustain their business? I don't know. I don't think so. Market's full of back down, some kind of a neutral reaction here. So we have a little bit of a neutral reaction to the market here after this PCE inflationary data dropped. Hopefully we get a rebound. I hope we do. But again, we're mostly choppy and sideways, so I'm kind of taking a step back here. All right, guys, SPY dipping, dollar index bouncing a little bit. All right, guys. Again, market's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 red candles in a row now, or 8 red candles in a row now. So again, hopefully we get a rebound. We want to see the dollar fall. Right, exactly, Jim. They're buying the dream. That's what it is, dude. Yeah, I'm sure there already is something like that where they got one of those like crypto bicycles where you kind of like ride around and try to, you know. All right, guys, market bouncing back up last 2 minutes. Hopefully it sustains and holds. All right, 363, 60s on the SPY, starting to bounce back. Let's see the dollar index fall. This is what we want. Yeah, so hey, we got about 8 minutes, guys, before 9 a.m. Let's see if we get something good. I think we had some other type of data drop in today, didn't we? Yeah, 9 a.m. we got Brainerd speaking. We'll see if he impacts everything. Hey, y'all do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, guys. Listen, everything we do here is free. And so we don't charge for content. We don't sell content. My main job here is to create a resource and community for traders. So my main job is just to help traders grow, help traders learn. We don't charge a penny for anything, Of course, we make money with sponsors and affiliates, which should be an understandable thing. And everything we put out there is free. So again, I'm not going to sell a course. I'm not going to sell a service myself personally. On trading content that's going to charge for my content. Even becoming a member here doesn't really get you anything. It's just a way to help support the channel. I mean, it does get you these coveted emojis here. Look at these emojis, right? Some might say majestic here, but you don't actually, there's no paywalls behind our content. And so again, if you want to help support content like that, hit the subscribe button. Everything we do here is free, Yeah, we appreciate the love and support, guys, as always. Hit the like button as well. Market sideways right now. SPY starting to rebound a little bit. Here's the Q, which is a little bit more tech heavy. Testing the previous closing price. So the Q tech is doing a little bit worse than the SPY. Yeah. Again, core PCE, some say is better than CPI. CPI is certainly the more watched data, though. Certainly is certainly the more core is certainly the more watched data, though. Or CPI is certainly the more relevant and watched data. I mean, so core CPI very relevant. A lot of people watch it. You know what I mean? So CPI is just kind of a big market event when it happens. And again, the next one's happening October 13th, and we're going to be covering it as well. Next FOMC meeting is on the beginning of November. The Fed minutes report also drops on the 12th. So this next week is slow. So next week from the 3rd to the 7th is going to be a slower week. The week after that is a big week for economic activity and data here. Yeah, I know. A lot of people, Bitcoin lost in hard drives, but that's going to be the nature of it as a whole anyway, though. Lord of the Rings or House of the Dragon? I gotta go with House of the Dragon, bro. I like Lord of the Rings, but it's a little bit too cheesy for me. You know, my kids might like it, but it's a little bit too cheesy for me. House of the Dragon gives me that. It's just more realistic, and so it's. I like House of the Dragon far more than the Lord of the Rings remake. Lord of the Rings remake is also a little bit boring, to be honest. It's not the most exciting show, you know. And we're already like 5 or 6 seasons in or episodes in, so I don't know. I'm not really feeling. I like Lord of the Rings, but I like House of the Dragon far more. Spy moving up to test VWAP here. Spy moving up to test VWAP at 364s right now. 364s. Yeah, I have no idea what anything's going to do. I'm not going to give you any advice. I have no idea what anything's going to do. I'll tell you guys about everything, but I'm not going to tell you to do anything. I have no idea what anything's going to do. I might be wildly wrong about my opinions anyway, and so it's all good. Yeah. Why do you think it's possible that the dollar index goes down, but the PCE data is higher than expected? Because we're in a time of high inflation, and so with high inflation, I think right now the market's starting to rebound, which is causing the dollar index to fall. You know, but we're not really getting any brash reactions. We had an initially big reaction here, but we're mostly neutral from this release. From PCE, we're mostly neutral. Yeah, I feel you. But it's good. House of the Dragon's really good. You know, it's really good. Can you tell us what your sentiment is? Are you overall optimistic or pessimistic as markets as of today? I'm cautiously optimistic. I really have no idea. You know, nobody really knows what the market's going to do on a short-term basis, especially, you know. And so in that regard, I hope the market goes up, but I could also see either side of it happening. Again, dollar index has been pushing up all morning, though. And so in that regard, I hope we get some drops and we get the market ripping up. Yesterday, we had kind of a neutral day. And so it's possible that we have a neutral day and then we have a drop today. And it's possible that we have a neutral day and then we continue on the rebound that we were in. And so I guess what I'm saying is I really don't know. I'm just going to react to what happens. I'm going to be a reactionary trader, not a predictive trader, because I really don't know what the market's going to do. Nobody really does. If the market breaks out of specific range levels, then I'll react to it. You know, so in this regard, we got the previous closing price on the SPY down here at around 362.70s, 362.80. And we got the high of pre-market right around 367. And so if we break those two levels, or, you know, really this low down here at 361.50 also is relevant. We break these tops at 367 and 361.50. We break up or down under or over these levels, then we'll react to it. And that's about all I can say. I really don't know what the market's going to do. Nobody does short term. You know what I mean? Nobody really knows. I'm cautiously optimistic. I think the market is oversold long term, in my opinion. But I might be wildly wrong, and maybe the market just tanks. Yeah, I mean, I hold some long-term stuff. Disney, Apple are my favorite long-term trades. Speaker today, we got Brainerd, I think, speaking. We got Brainerd speaking today. We got Bowman speaking at 11. Barkin speaking at 12:30. John Williams speaking at 4:15. We're not going to cover any of those here. They're not going to be directly relevant to markets, really. We might have somewhat of a reaction to them, but it's not like Jerome Powell speaking or anything like that. And again, since the PCE data, which again came in worse than expected, higher than expected inflationary pressures, higher than expected inflation in PCE. Since then, we've had kind of a neutral reaction. We haven't really done much. We had initially a downward, result from, again, higher than expected inflationary data with PCE. But the market bounced back pretty quickly here, and it's not exactly following the dollar index right now. Again, you can see the dollar index popping up big short term, but then the market's actually moving up a little bit as well here. So we don't really have any type of big reaction in that regard with it. Hopefully the dollar falls is all I'm saying. Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, Larry. Yesterday the market dropped. My bad. I was looking at Disney. Disney was down yesterday as well, but kind of a break even, market hour day. SPY was actually down big yesterday, so you're actually right. My bad. No, big red day. Maybe we're oversold, maybe rebound today. At least that's my hope. But again, maybe not. Again, dollar index popping up. We got the SPY dipping. All right, guys. Market tanking here. SPY started to pop back up. Hopefully it holds. Dollar index falling back down, but mostly getting choppy action, guys. We got about 30 minutes here. 30 minutes until the data gets dropped, or 30 minutes until the market opens up. John is a machine. We love him. Hey, we appreciate you guys. Yeah. All right, guys. So dollar index falling, SPY bouncing back. This is what we want. Dude, my candle was just over with, dude. What else we got? All right, guys. Dollar index rejecting here. Q is popping up too. So hopefully we get this continuation. Well, again, Lee, it's all about, we're just talking about short term. So we're looking at candlestick movement. So we might say popping up, market tanked a little bit, is usually what we'll say. And again, last red candle right here, you can see it's down. Dollar index moving up a little bit. CCL earnings drop at 9:15 market time specifically. So we do have Carnival earnings dropping. That'll be relevant as well. Yeah, I did see that about the gas pipeline got hit. All right, guys, dollar index at 112.50s, 112.50s. Dollar index pushing up a little bit. SPY dropping down, testing that previous closing price level. And again, this is a relevant level. The previous closing price is the level at which it goes from red to green, green to red on the day. SPY at 362.70s. Testing this level now, 362.80s. So again, we break underneath this level, the SPY, the market itself will be technically red on the day, which is not what we want. We do not want to see red action in the market. But that's precisely what we're getting right now. Market just broke underneath it. So for the first time in about 20, 30 minutes, let me see, since for the first time since essentially the PCE data was released, the market's back red again. Bouncing back up, though. So completely neutral in the market right now. Yeah, all good, Lee. All good, brother. No worries, man. I can take it. I can take the heat, bro. Sometimes. I mean, I'll ban you forever, but, I can take the heat. Market breaking lows here. We're at 362.70s. So, again, let's see if we hold red. I don't want to see it happen. I want to see the market bounce up. Hopefully it does. But right now, the dollar index is moving up. SPY started to break lows. Disney completely neutral on the day. So completely break even. But yeah, the SPY breaking under that previous closing price. The Q is as well. Dollar index is moving up, unfortunately. Not what we necessarily want. Yeah, exactly, Lee. Yeah, I'm just messing with you, man. All right. So let's see what Jim Cramer has to say today, guys. In a time of darkness, Jim Cramer is the light, okay? In a time of fear, Jim Cramer is the inverse goat, okay? In a time of call-outs, the inverse Cramer is the leader. Okay, so again, let's see what Cramer says today. Cramer said unprecedented double ordering everywhere. That's the culprit this time around. Don't know which is worse, Nike or Micron. Let's find out. It's tough to decide which one has a tougher quarter, Nike or Micron. Inventory everywhere, memory chips, sneakers, jackets, you name it. Bad. I need a book club. Thank you. All right, so yeah, that's Jim Cramer today, ladies and gentlemen. Lovely, majestic quotes, some say. SPY break it down. Under the previous closing price, the dollar index is testing highs, unfortunately. Q under previous close as well. So everything just went red on the day, including tech, including the Q. Dollar index is starting to ramp back up. I'm in Disney short term, buying the dip over the last couple of days. So we're in Disney short term. SPY at 362.70s here. Started to try to test that previous closing price. So again, we're essentially technically break even fully on the day. All right, guys. So SPY started dip. Q break it down. SPY break it down. Dollar index testing highs. All right, guys. So Brainerd said that Fed policy needs to be restrictive for some time. Says that the Fed is committed to avoid pulling back prematurely and also says that they should consider spillovers as rates tighten globally, is what Brainerd just said regarding the Fed here. So again, here's what Brainerd said regarding the Fed. We're going to put this up. Again, they said that policy needs to be restricted for some time. They said that the Fed is committed to avoid pulling back prematurely. Also says that should consider spillovers as rates tighten globally. All right, guys. So again, we're pulling back to that previous closing price. Do you think markets will dump after the open? I really don't know. Do you think it's possible a late dump or late pump like a couple hours after the news? I don't think it's going to be impactful over the news. I think that market open is when most traders start trading. And so I think in that regard, we're going to have some traders who start to take some polarized directions at the open, but nobody really knows. Again, my bias is long because we're down so much short term. But again, I might be wildly wrong. And again, it's honestly literally just a guess. I really have no idea. Just based off of longer term extension, my bias is long biased, and I hope we move up, but I'm cautiously optimistic. And I also understand that there is a certain possibility that we might just tank. Certainly possible, might just tank. And again, it is what it is. I'm going to just try to react to whatever it does. Whatever way the trend heads, I'm going to trade that way, or try to, if that makes sense. All right, guys, again, market sideways testing lows. Dollar index is starting to drop short term. All right, guys, again, let's see if we can pack back over. All right, guys, market's starting to pump up. Dollar, we want to see the dollar fall here, team. So again, we got some time, but what day will it squeeze me on? Hey, everybody, I just got in. Sorry, is there somewhere I could find? I got you, ST, man. So essentially, we had PCE data drops. PCE data stands for personal consumption expenditures. What that ultimately means is inflationary data, right? So some people consider PCE to be a more accurate gauge on inflation. When people watch PCE data, what they're really looking at is core PCE, which is excluding food and energy pricing, right? And so again, just like CPI or PPI or any other inflation gauge, higher is worse, lower is better, right? And unfortunately today, we came in higher than expected. On a monthly core PCE report, they showed 0.6%, versus expectations of 0.5%. So we came in 0.1% higher than expected. And then I believe we showed 4.9% for yearly PCE relative to the 4.7% yearly expectational number. So higher than expected on both fronts. And initially we did get a bear reaction here. So the data dropped right here, and you can see initially we just kind of dropped pretty quickly. Still though, we started to kind of rebound a little bit. We're still down since the report happened, but we're not getting a big brash reaction. And the market's starting to kind of consolidate neutrally for the last few minutes. We got about 15 minutes before the market opens though, guys. But yeah, that's essentially what's going down. All right, guys. So again, market tested that previous closing price. Dollar popping up a little bit. All right, guys. Again, dollar index popping up. Q down. Again, we got about 14 minutes. Let's get everything ready here. Carnival Cruise did just drop their earnings here. Let's report that real quick. So we did have CCL numbers drop. All right, so Carnival dropped a non-GAAP net loss of $770 million for CCL. It should be tanking down. Yeah, they're down to $9 a share. So again, a non-GAAP net loss of $770 million and an adjusted net loss of $688 million for the third quarter of 2022. Adjusted EBITDA for the third quarter of over $300 million, turning positive for the first time since the resumption of the guest cruise operations and marketing significance milestones. Revenue increased 80%. Let me see if we can find the actual numbers here for Carnival Cruise. Okay, so yeah, Carnival Cruise numbers are right here as follows. 55-cent loss per share, missed the 13-cent loss estimate. Sales miss as well. So bad numbers, missing EPS and sales for Carnival, unfortunately. All right, guys, and let's get ready. Gonna get ready to trade here. Here's the micro E-mini. Again, we want to see the markets bounce. We don't want to see the markets fall, unfortunately. Doesn't a strong dollar mean you can buy more with it? Yeah, but people don't want to buy more with it because they're sitting on their cash because it's gaining value. And so what that means is a drop in equities, stocks, and investments as a whole. All right, guys. Again, market's very sideways here. If we look at the previous closing price, we're going to draw this line on the chart so you guys can see about where the previous closing price is on like the SPY, for instance, relative to where we are now. Previous closing price is right about, let me zoom in to see exactly where it is here on the SPY. So the previous closing price is right to right here. That is the previous close. We're actually going to change the color of this to light blue. And we're also going to make it a little bit larger here, if we can. All right, so that is the previous closing price. Relevant level on the SPY here. So this is the previous close right here. Very relevant level, something that we're certainly going to be paying attention to. And we got about 10 minutes, guys. 10 minutes. Hit the sub button. Hit the notification bell. Day 11. All right, guys, getting some consolidation here. We're also going to look at this range level down here. You know, we have this bottom range here. So we break underneath that. It's going to be relevant as well. And we'll give it time. All right, guys. So let's do this. I can do it like this too. I think that's a little bit too bright for me personally here. I like this a little bit better. I guess that works too. This is a little bit too chop. I like that a little bit better. Yeah, we can just do that. All right, guys. So again, we're in a choppy sideways neutral market. Yeah, Nike dumping down here again. Again, a lot of stuff's falling right now. SPY is very neutral right now, though. So again, we drew these lows. We also have the low of broader market hours down here that we can watch as well. So we can look at this low also as kind of a relevant support level here. But this is what we're watching currently. And yeah, let's see if we get anything, guys. Again, we had a green day yesterday. So far, this is my week trading on Top Step so far. So again, here's my month. We had kind of a break-even week, not a crazy profitable week, but not a crazy losing week, but just got a break-even. So we're up about 230, 240 on the week. So very small. And yeah, let's do this. Well, it's a long-term strategy, Tiny, especially in this current market, right? So, again, buying the dip works, but you got to hold long-term, right? There's a huge edge in large caps, specifically that if you can be patient enough and wait, a large majority of them are going to be back well over what they are now within a year's time, you know? But again, if you're going to buy the dip, you got to be willing to hold for like that amount of time, because if not, you know, short-term, there's just a lot of bear action. So it's one of those things where it's like when I buy the dip, and everybody's a little bit different, I guess. When I buy the dip, though, what I try to do is I try to buy things that I'm okay with holding long term. You know, we're in a time of peak inflation, high volatility, and so when I buy the dip in something like Disney, I buy it under the assumption that I'm going to keep holding it, you know, as long as I need to, because Disney, objectively speaking, has objective value where we're at now. I think Nike probably does as well, but I think with it being a fashion brand, there's a little bit more volatility in that regard. But still, I still think if you look at some of these stocks in a year or two, they're going to be noticeably higher than where we are now. And so again, you have a distinct edge in that regard, where it's like if you could be patient and wait, then you can find some good results in these stocks. Of course, though, nothing is guaranteed, and you know we don't know how long the current state of the market is, and so it is what it is. But hopefully, we get some rebounds. Yeah, for sure. Can you do analysis on ETH? I like ETH. I think ETH is powerful. So yeah, we're kind of waiting here. We got about 6 minutes, guys. So again, micro E-mini starting to break down. All right, so San Francisco Fed President Mary Daly says that additional rate hikes are the right thing to do, but how high will we go depends on data. We don't have a preset course. The economy is not teetering on recession and needs to slow. End quote. And again, thank you, Pond. That's from San Francisco Fed Mary Daly. And so again, I don't know if that's a good or bad sign. It looks like the market's reacting negatively to this, testing those lows we drew earlier, and hopefully it doesn't sustain. Hopefully we get a rebound. I like ETH. ETH is my favorite crypto by far. I like ETH much more than I like Bitcoin, just because I think that there's far more utility in ETH than there is Bitcoin or anything else. Still, I think the entire crypto market is in a state of bearishness, and I think, of course, we're in that crypto winter, and how long that's going to last, I don't know. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I watch the SPY. We can watch the VIX, but again, I prefer to just watch the SPY. SPY Q, All right, guys, market's starting to break down, look weak. We got less than 4 minutes before the opening bell, guys. Less than 4. Let's do this. And again, thank you guys so much. We're already at 87.2K already, man. We've been just growing like crazy. So we appreciate the love and support for sure, guys. Let's just keep up the growth. Thank you guys so much. Again, amazing growth over the last, really... over the last 2 months, we've grown by thousands and thousands of subs. We're really getting close to 100K this year. And so would love to hit that. All right, guys, market break it down. Look at weak again. Dollar pushing up some, unfortunately. I'm a bear at heart. Yeah, I get it, Tidy. I kind of am too. I don't know. I kind of switched. I used to be a big bear. I really did. But over the last few years, and I think I would probably be a good short trader, because the things that I've been bearish on, if you guys remember the individual stocks that I've been bearish on, I've been right about almost all of them. BYD, Beyond Meat, very bearish on. When AMC was really high up there, I was kind of bearish on that. Dogecoin was bearish. Shiba Inu was bearish. I was bearish on Peloton. You know what I mean? I was bearish on Lulu. And so I've been right about all of those. And in that regard, the only problem is how to capitalize on it. I guess longer term put options would be profitable. Maybe, longer term puts. But I don't know. I've kind of swung over the last last year or so. I've kind of turned to a bull in that regard, specifically with my swing trades, just because I've made so much money long trading swings, like swing trading long. I've made so much money doing so that, I don't know. It just kind of turns you a little bit more bullish after a while. I'm bullish in large cap healthy companies though. All right, guys, less than 2 minutes. Hey, nice, Tiny. Hey, what's up, Wood? Yeah. All right, guys. Again, about 1 minute and 10 seconds. Hopefully we get some rebounds today, but again, the market's bearish short term. Look at the weakness coming through here. So again, let's do this. Good luck. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, guys. Let's keep growing. And again, we are trading on Top Step, their funded account program. They pay out millions, fund thousands of traders a year. They are a sponsor of my video. If you want to check them out, here is the link. You get 20% off. And again, they give you a demo. If you can hit the targets on the demo while following their rules, they fund you. Regulated by the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, pay out millions, fund thousands of traders a year. And I think this is a great option. There's no PDT in futures, so you can day trade in short. And I think it's a lot cheaper to try out Top Step for your first futures account than try out the actual futures market, putting up 10 or 15K or whatever it is and risking thousands of dollars. Base package on Top Step, if you use my links, 130 something a month. So very cheap. And again, even if you fail, you're still going to learn, and it's going to make you a better trader, in my opinion. All right, guys, here's the opening bell. 10 seconds. Really about 15, but it's okay. All right, guys, here's the bell. Good luck. Market's still breaking down here. Again, my plan is to let a trend play out first at the opening bell. We're not going to poke too heavily. We're going to try to let a trend play out. There's the opening bell. Ding, ding, ding. There's the open. So we got the opening bell. Market is reacting as it does at the open with some doji candles. Not really too much going on. Again, we want to see the dollar index fall here. So we do want to see the dollar index fall. Dollar index was testing highs. Q starting to break down. Dollar index falling down a little bit short term here, but again, we're gonna let a trend play out first. We're not gonna attack a trend yet. We need a trend to open up first before we do anything super crazy. All right, guys, big ramp in the markets, big bounce in the markets here. That's lovely. You love to see it. Look at that pop in the SPY here. So that's cool. Again, let's see if we can break over the previous closing price. We did have higher inflationary fears and pressure. Again, Carnival just had bad earnings, just tanked. But again, the SPY with two really big green candles. Look at this big move up. And again, we're testing this previous closing price level right here. So we're testing the previous close. Again, we want to see a break over that and a hold of support. If we break over that and then pull back, I might buy that dip short term. But we're still well above, well under VWAP here. So we got some time. Again, here's a pullback on the SPY, pullback in the Q, pullback in the E-mini. Again, let's see if we bounce. We drew the support level here, and so let's look how accurate that support level has been so far. So we actually bounced directly off of that support level we drew, and now we dipped right underneath it. So, hey, let's see if we hold now. Trying to bounce. Q's pushing up, so Tech's doing a little bit better than the SPY is right now. Tech has had 3 green candles as opposed to the SPY's 2. Again, let's see if we hold. Dollar index is falling some. Again, SPY kind of choppy and short. Starting to creep back up, though. That's nice. Again, we're not going to take any trades yet. We don't really have a trend. We're deep below the VWAP right now, deep below VWAP. And so for me personally, there's not really any trend to attack. Again, the volume weighted average price is just well above us. We're starting to test these lows. And so we'll maybe attack some short trades if we break this low and then bounce back short term here. But we got to give it time. Could be in a choppy neutral trend. And so we just have to chill and wait and not force it too heavy. Again, testing these lows, bouncing back up here. Beautiful rebound on the SPY here. Again, like I said, we're not going to short yet. We need a low break and then something. But Q pressing back over previous closing price. A completely sideways rectangular trend right now. Look at this sideways rectangular trend. So again, we got this neutral trend here. And we'll attack this if we break out of this range. Again, if we break on the upside, though, the VWAP is well above us, though. So that's the only problem there. All right, Q, rip it up. Looks nice. Market's starting to bounce back here. Again, we have the previous closing price on the SPY right at 3654 on the E-mini. On the SPY, it's right at 3627. So, again, green action, though, coming in. That's nice. We want that. That's what we want. Even if we don't really have any trades to take here. But we do want green action here for sure. Again, bullish action. Hopefully we continue dollar falling down some short term. So just patiently waiting here. We don't really have any trend to attack. Very sideways neutral trend at this point in time. So again, we just got to kick back and wait for the range to break if it does. And if not, all good either way. Again, very sideways neutral action. Bear response to the market. Sideways action here. We break this low, we'll get in short. One short position here. Just one contract. Start off small on the day. Big rebound here, but we'll let it test the bottom of this level. Big down wick, so indicating some buying pressure coming through. But again, you know, we could just move back down and test lows. Gonna break even right now. Break even. Big breakdown. All right, so we made about $30 there. 26, 25, 30, 30 bucks. Not too shabby. We'll take it. We'll short into another bounce too, but market breaking lows. Break it down here. All right, so we're bouncing back up. Trying to be patient. Again, we'll wait for a little pop back up. Short into it. All right, so we caught that short. There we go, getting another flush breakdown. Consolidating at lows. All right, so we just got out again. Up about 30 something on the day. Let's see what we're up. Today we're up about 35, 40 bucks on the day. Close to it. So far, green day. We're just going to attack this downward trend that we're getting here. A lot of bear action coming through at the opening bell. I am using Quant Tower. So Quant Tower, we're through Top Step. Again, if you want Top Step, check out the link in the description. You can also see the link pinned at the top of the chat. Again, big breakdowns in the market. We're not going to short right here. We're too weak on the day, to be honest here. There's too much weakness coming through at this point in time. So we don't want to force it too heavily. Right now, we're just going to chill and wait. Too much bearish weakness coming through. All right, guys. So again, very bear action. Again, we're waiting for a little pop so we can short. We'll see. I mean, yeah, it's getting rough out here. But again, there's a nice little pop. Again, we'll give this some time. This might be a sizable rebound here. Big bounce back. We're going to start shorting into that. Short term. Short. Pun intended, I guess. See if we get just kind of get a consolidation test of these lows down here real quick. We've had a lot of bear action, so I wouldn't be surprised to see us rebound more than this, but small position, small calculated risks for now while we're building up a cushion first on the day. All right, there we go. I just made another little couple bucks. Small little consolidated bounce. Up about 50 on the day right now. Here's the P&L. So got a half of the cushion we need in about 10 minutes. We'll look to build up the rest of it soon. All right, so big breakdown. Maybe I should have held my little position there. I'm going to add a little bit more. Might try to scale up a little bit more too. See if we can break these lows again. All right, there's 2 contracts. 2 contracts short. Would love a flush and then a breakdown of these lows. I got to get hotkey set up too. I think hotkeys would benefit me. All right, so looks like we're about to cut this. Take the profit we built and then give it a little bit of room, but yeah, we just got stopped out. So we're slightly down on the day now. We used the profit we made. And we might actually scale into this a little bit more now. We're testing previous range lows, and so we'll buy 1 contract now that we bounced up enough. So we get a quick little flush back down. Nice, that's what we wanted initially, is a quick little flush back down. Let's see if we hold this. Maybe I should have taken profit quick on that. Markets are still kind of sideways on the day, so we're kind of break even now, which is okay. A little $20 loss there. So we're down a little bit on the day, nothing much. But again, getting a choppy neutral day, so we're just going to stop trading, withhold our trading for now. Market's starting to rebound back up, though. I hope we rebound here. That'd be lovely if we do. Dollar falling here. Q breaking over highs of the day. SPY testing highs of the day now. And I don't mind pivoting to green on the day and bullish on the day here. As long as we're not choppy on the day, I'm okay with that. Hey, thank you. All right, guys. So, just kind of sitting back, hanging out. Oh, man, let me stretch a little bit. Yo, hit the subscribe button, team. If you haven't already, hit the notification bell. Been sitting here for too long, man. Let me wake myself up a little bit. All right, guys. Yeah, they might be stop loss hunting again. We're not down much at all, bro. We're completely we're almost exactly break even. We're down like $20. So I mean, neutral day is a neutral day, and again, the big key with days like this is that you just know when to step away, which we do. We're not going to poke too hard. Next week will probably be one of the more interesting days for trading because we don't have any major economic releases, and so in that regard, we're going to have hopefully some more consistent trends because a lot of the time ahead of these big releases and afterwards you get sideways, neutral, indecision. And so hopefully we get some just good continuation movements from this week for next. Again, sideways action. We're our foot's off the gas. We're not going to poke too heavily right now. We can't. There's just nothing to attack yet. How you guys doing on the week? We're green on the week, but slightly. You know, only a couple $100 up. Starting to get a pop back up. Again, right at that support level we drew earlier, which is fine. I would love to see the market rebound here today. Dollar fall. Q started to test highs as well, but a very neutral day so far. So again, until we really start to break down and identify a trend, we're not going to take anything major. PCE is already out, Isaac. If you want to see the PCE data, it is right here. I want to bet on an upward trend, but I think there's also a shot that we might tank back down and just continue the downward trend. The dollar's falling, which is good. That's what we want. We want to see the dollar fall, but you know how long that's going to happen, and if it's going to sustain that type of movement is another thing altogether. So again, there's the dollar, or there's the SPY rejection. Again, one of the reasons we were not staying super optimistic and just kind of consistent long-term movement. I'm not giving up. I don't think stepping away for the day is giving up, guys. I think that's a very wrong misconception. I think that the most profitable traders in the world, if they find a day where they don't consider there to be edge, they walk away. The ones that destroy their accounts, the ones that lose, are ones that have the personality to where they can't step away and they just need to keep poke. And so one of the reasons I'm profitable when I am is because I have the ability to step away. And again, you guys can see that ability. If it's a choppy day, I don't force it. If I lose over $100, $150, I just walk away, man. There's just some days are just not meant to trade. There's just no edge for trading on some specific days. And so the more you push is the worse you're going to perform, You know what I mean? So in that regard, it's kind of some days you just got to not trade. I'm pretty sure it's case-by-case volume basis. Again, market trending sideways neutrally. Not really any edge right now for me personally to attack. Hey, well, some people like that, Matt. You ever thought of that, bro? No, I'm just messing with you. Market break it down here. Again, sideways neutral market. Not really anything to do here today, guys. All right, guys. Market's starting to test the bottom of these lows. So, again, let's see if we bounce back here. I don't mind this. I mean, this just means we can signal for a downward trend attack, which is fine. Again, just kind of a neutral market, which is okay. I don't mind the neutral market, guys. Bitcoin holding the line. Yeah, we're mostly sideways right now. There's just not much edge. All right, market bouncing back up again, back to the lows, back to the highs. Again, sideways neutral day right now. Not really any edge to be seen right now. I'm going to run to the restroom real quick. I'll be right back, guys, and I'll be back and we'll continue this up. So just give me a little bit. I'll run to the restroom. So I'll leave for a second. The market still hasn't done much, unfortunately. So, boring market. My headphones die as soon as I come back. Again, I mean, at least we haven't broke lows. I guess that's an optimistic sign, right? Hopefully we rebound. Dollar falling. I'm hoping we rebound here. I mean, the dollar's falling. That's good. Hopefully we keep it up, but. Again, market is very chop sideways. I'm glad to only be down 20 bucks today, because there just doesn't seem to be much edge right now. I hope we're oversold. Market's starting to pop back up. Look at that, testing the previous closing price. Q just went green on the day, so tech is leading the market a little bit now. SPY bouncing back some here. SPY just rebounded. Q just rebounded big too. Good. Let's see if we can get over that previous closing price and hold. If we do, we'll start buying stuff. We're going to bet on this upward trend now. I think there's a bullish sign. We're going to take 2 contracts here. Start to bet on the upward trend. See if we can move up to test that previous close, which is what we want. I mean, we're up to the highs. We're not buying the high of the day break. We're buying the pullback right after testing it, is what this is. So we're slightly over the previous close. We're looking better. We'll give it some time to keep moving back up. Trying to ramp. There we go. A little mini pullback's fine. Risk is small. Half off. All right, so we just made about 20 bucks. So again, we're about break even now. Starting to get the upward trend that we want. So yeah, we're break even now. And we'll buy this little dip as well and keep attacking this and maybe scale in on it more dip. Nice little bounce, cool. Didn't get the best entry here though, so. Starting to catapult higher though, which is nice. Market looks good. All right, so got out again. And green on the day now. Slight green, but green nonetheless. We'll start buying on dips. Attacking this upward trend that we're getting, which is nice to see finally. Wait for a decent sized pullback to attack the upward trend in now. Start an entry with the next decent pullback with 2 contracts here. Yeah, market's still pumping up though, which is nice. Again, more green action. We need a dip though. We're not going to buy this. We need a pullback to the previous close. Then we'll buy that dip. But for here, we're a little bit too extended. We might dip too much short term for us to really want to buy this. 3, 4, 5 green candles in a row now. So nothing yet. All right, guys, still moving up. All right, guys, so we're looking for a pullback and waiting for one. Here's a small one. So we'll actually start with one contract on this small dip and then add more on a pullback if we can. All right, so we are getting a larger pullback here. We'll start to scale in a little bit more here. That's one contract. We might even get 3. So again, getting a larger pullback now, unfortunately, here. And we're buying into this previous closing price, taking a larger position. There's 3 contracts. Again, ideally here we want to bounce in a continuation of this trend. We'll add one more contract if we need to at this previous closing price level. And then if we fake out there, we're going to have to consider, whether it's a good day to trade as a whole anyway. So we're going to get, like I said, one more contract there. Nice little bounce. Good little bounce here. Again, give it this time. All right, so we did get the little pop. All right, so we're not a little bit better here. We're close to break even, but not after that big drop. All right, so we're starting to get a little bit less favorable here. We're under the previous closing price. And again, we want this to work, but if we dump down here, we're going to think about just cutting this, which we're probably going to. We'll let the SPY test this short term here, but we're not going to be willing to hold this too long, and we're going to have to cut out of this very quickly here if it turns against us. There we go. That's much better now. We're not going to take any larger sizing on this, though, unfortunately. We're going to let it work, but we are getting some neutral, bear signs here, so hopefully not. Hopefully we just spike up big, and this was just a stop out test of the previous closing price, but we do have to be very safe here. All right, so we're close to break even again. That's nice. And then we just dump down, unfortunately, here. So I'm trying to let this test VWAP, but some days are just not meant to trade, team. And if we break underneath VWAP and get weak again, then we're going to cut this. This is just not an ideal trend to attack here. So we're down like 120 or 130 on the day. Very small. But I think some days are just not meant to trade. Now, maybe if we continue this upward trend and we get some more consolidation, sure. But until then, I think we got to be safe. Market's starting to break down. Sorry, getting our... All right, guys. So market pulling back big. Again, in hindsight, I am very glad I cut the trade. Looks like it was the right move, to be completely honest here. Again, very choppy neutral activity so far. Not really any edge on Fridays. And so, look, here's my profit graph today. It's not the worst. I mean, we are down $126 today. So very, very small. And again, I don't want to force it too heavily here. Again, the best traders in the world are the ones that can step away when there's no edge. We're still green on the week, although, you know, some weeks are just break-even weeks. And I think that might be what we're getting now. And so in the end, hey, we'll take it, you know. And yeah, every week doesn't have to be crazy profitable. And I'm glad we're green on the week as a whole this week. Now, guys, we are going to be doing a crypto show today. And so be ready. We are going to be doing a crypto show. So, yeah, bear with me. It's going to bounce back up a little bit. I don't know if I trust it, though. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys trust it? Let me know what you guys think. Market testing that previous high here. And sorry, bear with me, team. Yeah, market's starting to move back up. I mean, if we can hold this trend, I think that's ideal here. I don't know if we're going to, but if we can, that's ideal. Market's starting to pop back up. I mean, we'll consider taking another trade if we get something set up for it. What do you guys think? Rejecting at the previous closing price. So again, if we reject here, I just don't know if it's going to be a solid day for trading here, team. You know what I mean? Let me know what you guys think. Right. All right, guys. Yeah, market rejecting at that high right there. I don't know, man. I don't know if it's worth it right now. You know, again, are y'all still trading? How are you guys doing today? Anybody green? I mean, I see we get a slight like upward trend moving. You know what I mean? So I see like we get a slight upward trend moving here. But again, the question is, does this sustain? Is the real question. Again, right now we're under the previous closing price. So in the end, it's like, I don't know. But we'll see. Time will tell. We'll see what we get. We are going to be doing our crypto show. And so we are going to be doing our crypto show, guys. So y'all be ready for that. We are going to be transitioning to our crypto show. So don't go anywhere. Stick around. We are going to be moving over to our crypto show. Before we do that, though, guys, yeah. Before we go over to our crypto show, again, we are trading on Top Step. Here is our graph so far on Top Step. And so even though today's a losing day, this is this week. All right, so here's this week. Again, it's close to break even. Close to break even week. Here was yesterday. Here's today. So again, we're down 130 bucks a month. This is this month though. So we're still doing pretty solid this month. We're going to try to get funded on Top Step. What Top Step does is they fund traders in the futures market. So they give you a demo. If you can hit their target on the demo while following their rules, conditions, and phases, then they fund you between 50 up to 150,000 with a 90% profit split. If we look at Top Step here, again, we can see my graph, but if you look at this here, Top Step has paid out millions in 21. They fund thousands of traders, almost 8,400 traders, legit funded account program, regulated by the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, pays out millions, funds thousands of traders a year. If you want to check it out, post this link or check out this link and get 20% off if you use this link. Great way to help support your boy, help support the channel. There's Top Step. Check them out. Again, really useful way and supporting the channel. Great way to help support your boy here and check out a funded account program. Again, it's going to be a lot better for new traders, in my opinion, if you're new to the futures market, to try out Top Step than putting up the money yourself. Base package is $130 if you use my link, right? It's a lot cheaper to spend $130, even if you don't get funded. And I think most people aren't going to get funded, but the good traders can. But I think it's a lot cheaper to go that route than put up 10K yourself and risk that in the futures market, right? So this is a good test of your ability. It's a good challenge. You know, it's cheap. A lot of paper trading platforms cost $130. And so you can get the same thing, but you can also have a challenge aspect to it. Really useful. They are a sponsor of my video. It is statewide. Check them out. Great way to help support the channel. I'll see you guys later. Y'all have a safe and good weekend, guys. And so again, we're going to go ahead and close this down. We'll see you guys over on our crypto show. We are going to be talking about crypto. We are going to be talking about kind of all that good stuff. So, hey, hit that subscribe button, guys. We appreciate the love and support. And, yeah, we'll see you guys over at the crypto show. You won't have to go anywhere, guys. So, listen, as soon as we close this stream, we're going to pivot over to our crypto show. So, you won't have to go anywhere at all. Again, as soon as we close this, you can go to our crypto show. And it should route you there. If it doesn't route you there, guys, if it doesn't route you there, go to this link, okay? If it doesn't route you there, go to this link. It's youtube.com/beginner-crypto. So if it doesn't route you there, again, check out this link, go to this link, and we'll see you guys over there.